Hello there, baby! How are you? I don't know how you guys are doing, but I got done with the Offkai meet and greet. They're all very, very, very nice people, and thank you very much to Offkai for all of the kindness and all of the generosity you guys put into doing meet and greets. I had a really good time there. If anyone was there, I hope that you had a good time too, although you probably are still at the convention now that I think about it. But yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool. It made my heart very full and very happy. So, is this a money laundering stream? This is literally just relaxing. We are just going to relax. I'm not sure if it's legal, but I saw that all of like Unsolved Mysteries up until a certain point was free on YouTube, so I kind of want to watch that. But I don't know if it's legal to do that. We're not going to relax and money launder. No, absolutely not. No siree bob, baby. You got a license for that? No, we're gonna relax with our license, yes. I think, they meant gaggle? Oh! You guys want to do gaggle right now? We could absolutely do that. You want... I like this. After like 2 streams, you're just like, Grimmi, you giving out money today? I gotta know. Chop, chop. Am I going to bed or am I getting $10? You better start right now. You better start talking. And it's like, chop, chop, Grimmi. I don't have time for this. I need my money. You want the okay? You want to do gaggle? We can do gaggle. If you guys are just gonna be like, come on, $10 whole. $10 is still something, dude. I'd say $10 is nothing to like stick your nose up at in this economy. $10. Maybe wait a little bit. Yeah, we'll talk and we'll hang out for a little bit. I think we might be able to watch Unsolved Mysteries just because it's up on YouTube. So I'm not sure. They might claim it. If they do, I won't do it again. But we could just talk about it, watch it, talk about it, make commentary, so it's not like it's transformative media. It's transformative media. Did your standees survive? Yes. Although I gave it to 2 lovely little ladies. I gave it to 2 specific women. I don't know if they want it spoiled or not, but they're very cute. They're very nice VTubers that I've collaborated with in the past, and they're very kind. So I'm surprised as a prepper you don't have a jump starter. Yeah, for real. I don't even know if that would work since it's like it's an EV car where it's very good and like it saves a lot of money, but like they're different to like operate on, or not operate on, do mechanical stuff for. So I'm not 100% sure. I hear your brother was at the meet and greet. Yes! There was someone that looked exactly like Gaspar. He might have gone. Like, I couldn't find him in the house. Who knows what Gaspar does with his time. It was really cool. It's incredible, right? So if you see Gaspar out at Offkai, like, please let him know I say hey, and also... Why did you leave the house? Are you gonna bring back snacks? Are you gonna bring back snacks? Please bring back snacks. Are you the one that, like, destroyed my car battery? Did you not want me to go too? Were you afraid I was gonna find you and be like, ha 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 ha, because I would've, but that's still mean. Please let him know those exact words, yes. Thank you very much. Did you remember the hydrate? I have been hydrating quite a bit, but I could always use a little bit more. Yeah. What snacks would you tell him to bring? I'm not sure, actually. Let me also make sure my cat is hydrated. She's been drinking a lot of water lately. More so than the usual amount. Oh, she's got water. She is still chilling. Everyone here has been happy healthy lately. Happy healthy. Yo. I think Gaspar is hiding behind a tree. That's odd, but it sounds like something you do. Also, Nine, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Niner, for coming by. How's your stream, baby? Guess who infected their wisdom teeth? Oh, yo! I'm sorry that your teeth got infected. It's always the worst thing ever. Good luck! And Evie still has a 12-volt battery to run the radio and stuff. Yes! But if the 12-volt is dead, the DC to DC voltage converter has a problem. Uh-oh. I think that might be it. But the battery's been going out for like 2 years, so I think it just finally gave up and was like, you can't keep doing this to me. I can't keep going through this. You can't keep doing this to me. Also, yo, Ronnie, how you doing? How's the recharging the social battery going? I was just doing a meet and greet, so I'm a little bit socially like, but it was really nice to meet everyone. I was really, really, really happy to see everyone there. It was lovely. There were a lot of, very cool fellas, very lovely ladies. It was really lovely, and I was very, 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 very happy that I got the opportunity. Offkai's been incredibly kind, and incredibly... They're running a really tight ship and working very hard this year. I tried to see you at the Offkai, send everything... I have come here, even tried running in, but couldn't get a meeting up. Have more subsidy with— No! Gaming Bleach, no! Thank you for gifting 5 subs. I'm so sorry. It was a bit confusing. But essentially what happened was, for that convention, you have to get a ticket beforehand. But thank you for the 100 bits and thank you for the 5 gift subs. I'm sorry though. Please go enjoy the convention. There's still a lot of really lovely people there, and I'm sure they would be very happy to meet you and see you. Go to FaceCon next year. That seems like it'll be a cool convention, honestly. Like, I wouldn't mind going and seeing how it is. I really apologize though, Gaming Bleach, and as for Anime Expo, I might not do anything just because I'm gonna be moving. I'd usually really want to, but like, I'm gonna focus entirely on moving, just because you guys may or may not have noticed that, I've been like really... I've been like really angry this year, and if someone's doing something a little bit intense, I'm just like, like... I've been like way too like hair trigger compared to usual, where I'm like, oh, it's okay, I'll just go take a it's okay. So I'm gonna focus entirely on moving. That way, once I've moved, I'll be cool as a cucumber. I'll be very relaxed. I'll be able to be like, yeah, it's just all good. And that way, whenever I do those meet and greets, there'll be a very nice, relaxing time. This one was very nice too, but I just want to get even more. That's normal behavior. I want to be more relaxed again though, baby. Raccoon of the Moon, thank you for being here for 6 months, and thank you for enjoying another 3 months in the future, baby. Did you mean cool as a zucchini? The cooler cucumber? Ban that, man. Someone figure out a way how. Grimmi, have you ever heard of the secret of the Mimic song, Jackie's Box? Oh, I haven't actually. Is it the one that the Living Tombstones came out with? They always come out with a new one. It's lovely. Guinea Pig Bread has really changed you. Wait, no. Why are you so freaked out? What? What's wrong with Jackie's Box? Is it a bad song? One sec, let me look it up. Not Living Tombstone? They always do a song. Living Tombstone. Living Tombstone. One sec. Jackie Box Living Tombstone. Extra Tuna presents. It's cool. I can't hear anything they're saying. It's very... Will this have spoilers or curses? I can't even tell what they're saying, it was too quick. You don't like it? It's cool though.
Time to play! No, time to die! Cause I'm not nice. No, I'm not nice. I'll show you in the face till I make you die. Watch me shoot my secret cannon. Put bombs in your belongings. They call me the bomb thief. The way I disperse grief. And I don't like to play by the rules. So in my
It's cute!
will be doomed.
Mimic. It's like child music, but it's really cute. What is this noise? You don't like when they make the Five Nights at Freddy's song? What? I think it's cute. I don't know if it's...
My name is Edwin. I made the mimic. It was difficult to put the pieces together. But unfortunately, something went so wrong. And now I can't do anything but sing this stupid song.
What the hell is this? Wake up, everyone. Wake up. Edwin's here. This song is made for little babies, but like, I don't know. You have to listen to it.
My name is David. Dad, I want some ice cream. David, that is my name. David, I want another.
It's kind of buddy though.
I'm running out on the road.
Where is my ball? I'm not bringing up the Guinea Pig Bridge Death Game wheel, no. Where is my ball? Like, what is this? Was this made by AI? This has to have been, right? I'm really sorry. I started out so like, hey, this is cute, and immediately went to like, this is demented. Who made this? I'm sorry, like, for real. This is what I mean. I want to be more relaxed and nice, but like, this, I'm just like, what happened to you? Yeah, I can't make peak like this. This is really good.
My name is David. Dad, I want some ice cream. David, that is my name. David, I want another. David, where is my ball? I'm running out on the road. There is a car, and this is going to hit me.
Oh my god, dude, what is this? I think that this is really catchy though. They should play this in the club. If you don't have your eyes open, you can't tell what the lyrics are. And like, it's a lot cooler, honestly. The David part's a little bit hard to ignore though.
Jackie, and I'm fucking Becky. Yeah, cause with my cloud power, I am gonna make you scream louder.
I'm gonna send this to Heavenly.
Bitch, the circus is coming to town. So sit your ass down and get ready for a clown attack.
No, not the clown. What have I done? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry! What the hell was that? What was that? This was demented. The kids are weird now. I'm gonna send this to Heavenly. But like, the kids are weird now. I don't know, dude. For you, King. There we are. Alright, I hope that they enjoy it. I don't know, I love everything about FNAF. I think it's that thing where you should, like, be able to, like, just, like, enjoy it fully and, like, just accept that, like, your brain is gonna die a little as you absorb it. Like, it's not gonna be something where it's like, I'm learning. This is art, this is culture. It's gonna be like, I'm 5 again. I'm afraid of the monster. I'm having a mental breakdown. This is beautiful. Like, that's what the mindset you gotta get into to enjoy it. So, I love So Bad It's Good Stuff, and I kind of love the song. It should be played at the club. I legitimately think that. I think it was a good song. I'm not usually the type to go like, oh, that was so terrible, haha, it's amazing. But like, I legitimately think that had a lot of like, something to it. You can't deny it didn't have passion. It had a lot of passion and polish. Passion and polish. I stand by that. 50 Squiggly, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Just curious, did you hear, yes, I have heard they had a DLC called Siren's Rest. I'm giving it a little bit of time just because I heard from a few people it wasn't, like, their favorite thing in the world, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time so I can let it sit. Because I feel like if I play it at this exact moment, a lot of people are gonna be like, that's not right, like, so I'm gonna give it a teeny tiny bit. You know what else has a lot of passion? Grimbo sauce. Yeah, let's go, baby! We must free ourselves of the fear of cringe. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to lobotomize everyone at the club? I think that they would like it. I think that a few people would be like, this is bomb. One of my fondest memories is when... This is an insane person thing, but like, I think it's really common. I was watching the Five Nights at 2 Freddy movie for a second time, and everyone in the room that hadn't played Five Nights at Freddy the game was like unbelievably pissed that we were watching it a second time. And then like everyone that had played it was just going insane, going like, oh yeah, this part is really good. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I really like when like Foxy like actually starts moving in such a way. Yeah, like, you know, like the other ones, they move, it doesn't quite look right. Now when I'm seeing Foxy move, yeah, it looks really solid, yeah. And like saying stuff like that, and it was honestly one of my best memories with FNAF because I realized how it feels to people that don't play them versus the people that do. There's something in your brain where you're like, this is awesome, yeah, this is great. And everyone else is like, I don't like even a second of this and I want to die. You need to stop. And that's okay. Also, name pending. Thank you so much for being here for 36 months. 3 years, baby! Oh my god, baby! Thank you so much, baby! Don't know why I said that with so many baby intonations, but I hope that you're doing well. Backseating a movie? Yeah, we were just excited! We were just excited. Like, one of my roommates has, like, a very well-dressed, like, Chad, like, friend, and, like, when he started talking about it and going, like, yeah, you know, like, when Foxy's animatronic starts moving, it does look a lot better compared to the other ones. Yeah, I can see that. I was like, damn. We all super hyper-obsessive FNAF, like, fans at heart. This is beautiful. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. A mashup of Jackie's Box and your intermission music. Actual hell. Actual hell. It should be a mashup where like there's also like rap verses from me and I think it's hip hop. I don't know what type of music that is. It's just talking really quickly and scaring you. Maybe something like that. But I want to try it. Like me and Gaspar could do something. Can you understand my vision though? It's an interesting song. It's really good. I don't know. read the literature. I do have the books, actually. I do have the books. I have the books. I have the FNAF books. Human Torch Rap? What's that? I'm also repeating my name is every 10 seconds. I like that it was like an aggressive full-grown man with like a filter over their voice and they didn't try to hide it. Like they were just like, whatever, we're doing this once. I'm not gonna re-record this line. My air conditioner was in the back, fix it in post, I don't care. Added to the Guantanamo playlist. I thought it was good, honestly. I thought it was funny. I don't know, I thought it was cute. I thought it had a lot of passion and soul. I'm a big fan of passion and soul, baby. Just saying, just saying. But, what I want to do today, though, was mostly just talk, and then, I suppose you guys also want to play the Cash App game. It's just like, Grimmi, put it on the screen. It's a little bit later in the night, but I guess that means that people that are awake for it will, have a better opportunity to earn those $10 dues. Some people have won twice already. Let's see if anyone can win 3 times in a row. I'm honestly really excited to see. I don't care what FNAF lore says. To me, Edwin will always look like a fat British guy with, big nose glasses and fedora hat. That's canon to me now. Was that how he looked like in the books? I didn't picture him that way, but maybe he did? Naruseus. Thank you so much for being here for 4 months. I appreciate it, baby. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I think that's just a stock image. Oh, it's the silhouette they used for him in the music video. Oh, I thought that was really weird. I don't... My name is Edwin. You know, it kind of reminded me of the, those older British rappers. What are their names? Oh my god, I don't remember their names. They're 2 older gentlemen from Britain. And they rap about being old, and they rap about how they're not happy. Northern Boys! It's the Northern Boys! Oh, they're Irish? I thought they were British. I'm so sorry to the Northern Boys. I deeply apologize to the Northern Boys and all of their fan base. I know that's a bad thing to get wrong. I really do apologize. They're really insane. How was the con? It was really lovely. I didn't get to go physically this year. Like, I really wanted to, and I was feeling, like, mad, like, FOMO, like, oh, I should have just gone. But then, like, I started packing my suitcase, and one of the cats pissed in it. And I was like, okay, I can't go. And then I was like, but what? I mean, I could try, like, and then I saw, like, my car battery is dead, and I was like, oh. Alright, that's not gonna happen, never mind. I was already thinking, like, I need to focus on getting my life in order. Like, I'm gonna focus on moving, getting everything healthy, getting everything happy there, and then I know that everything's gonna be a lot nicer. So, that's gonna be my main prerogative in life, baby. Feel like I need to take care of the stuff that's gonna help my immediate survival and brain go like, yeah, we're good, we're good. Why'd you kill your battery, murderer? It's because I did not go outside. So, not many people know this, but if you don't drive your car occasionally, like if you don't start the engine, the battery can actually die. So that's what happened here. Gotta close those suitcases and get them upright. Yeah, but I didn't think you'd, like, piss in it within, like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ash. Sorry so much for that being what we were talking about. Squid time? Oh, what were you playing? Baldur's Gate 3, baby! Oh, were you... I've seen some screenshots from that game related to a squid. I won't talk too much about it, though. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I hope that you had a really good time with the squids. I hope that it was wonderful. How was the meetup? I really got to enjoy every single person there, and I was so happy to. I was so happy to. Someone had me sign something for their cats. That made me so happy, dude. There was a lot of other lovely people. One person came in a very special outfit, like that was the one they wear to conventions and stuff. I thought it was so creative. Another person, let's see here. 2 of my VTuber buddies came by and they were very cute. I got to meet another new VTuber. I got to meet a lot of different fans and like different people that all had lovely little things going on. It made my heart feel very full. It made my heart feel very full. Did anybody cosplay as Grimmi? I saw someone that looked exactly like Gaspar there. I think it might have been Gaspar, going by a new handle or something. I don't know what he was doing. I don't trust that child sometimes. He's a silly little guy. Well, I guess he's an adult man, but I don't trust that adult man sometimes. He's a silly little guy. I don't know. He's somewhere around here. I don't think he went Maybe he's the one that drained my car battery. But yeah, there was a Gaspar cosplayer and/or I don't know. Maybe it was Gaspar's different tubers at Grimmi. No, it's my twin brother, Gaspar. So he hasn't shown up on stream in quite some time because he's been going through his own stuff in life, and I don't want to help right now because I'm tired. But he's a very lovely person, and I very much appreciate that you guys get to enjoy him too when he's here. So I saw pictures of the standee. Yo, let's go! Was there a Taco Bell in the building? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Cosplayer / person who looks like him by coincidence? No, I don't know. What happened then is, well, in Twitch build they say that the Grimmi's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. It did. It felt like very warm and nice. Like, I've been having like kind of like a, I don't know. I think everyone has been having a hard time lately though, so I don't want to just be like, I've been having a hard time, but it does feel like it lately. But I think it feels like that for everyone. We've all been going through so much lately. I can't wait for the day where everyone just gets to feel relaxed and chill and go like, whew, we're good. Everything is fine. Everything is relaxing. Everything is happy. Everything is healthy. You know, like that would be lovely. I hope that everyone can start to feel that way a little bit more and a little bit more each day. We're gonna do something. We're gonna try to learn how to cook food, be healthier, be happier. You've been having a hard time too? It's not just you. Yeah, I think a lot of people have. A chance to feel wholesome and relaxed and happy is nice. Yeah, I want to try much more to be like more grateful for everything I get to go and do. I also want to try to be very stable and relaxed. I think that there's just been a lot going on for a lot of people, and it's very easy to feel very like, like, I don't know. I feel like everyone's doing their best and doing their thing. And I hope everyone can feel happy someday, legitimately. I feel like there's just been so much intense stuff for so many people for so long, and everyone has scuffles here and there, but everything will be okay in the end. It'll be lovely. I hope we still have VTubers after. I am gonna make sure that I can stream no matter what the circumstances are. For real, that's one of my goals. That is one of my goals. I'm gonna actually do that. So one of my things is that I want to make it so no matter what natural disaster takes place, no matter what happens, I am gonna have a fully functional streaming environment and setup with solar panels and, I don't know, like maybe wind stuff, like literally anything I can. That is my ultimate goal. That is my goal in life, baby. That's my goal, baby. That and ghost hunting. VTubing from a Fallout bunker, let's go. Exactly, baby. The sun is rising at 2 a.m. Whoa, very special. Reverse eclipse. Huh, how does that work? We still have Grimmi, I'm good with that. Yeah, I'll be like 3Dog. I'll be like, hey everybody, thank you so much for coming by to today's stream. We got a lot to report today. So it looks like if you're in the DC area, there's a couple of super mutants out there and they are not happy with what's been going on. Now they are pretty contented. They have gotten their super mutant juice. Forgot what it's called. Don't really need to worry about it. I guess ghouls are getting it this day too if you subscribe to the television's mindset. Not that I appreciate what they do to the lore, but you know, neither here nor there when we're all suffering so in this terrifying apocalypse. Don't worry about it. But yeah, just you want to make sure that you bring them a token of tribute and, you know, are polite to them and have a good day out there. Things are going to go great if you let them be great. Fallout fan games starring like VTubers would be great. That would be really great, wouldn't it? Great goal, very much appreciated. Let's go, baby! What is bracket 84 mean? What's that? But yeah, I don't think anything bad like that's gonna happen though, you guys. Yo, guy with none of that specific genital, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well today. We're just relaxing and talking after having a nice little time at the meet and greet at Offkai. And we're just chilling. We're just having a nice one. We're just relaxing. We're just, at least I am. I feel good. I feel happy. I feel nice. It was nice to be able to see everyone. And Offkai ran a really crazy good ship, so
before her eyes.
Oh, I didn't mean to turn on Nuke. I meant to... Yeah, there we go. I meant to turn on some nice, beautiful Vermis music. My favorite. My favorite, baby. Thank you. Likewise, sounds great. Yo, let's go! Let's go! Sorry, it almost sounded like I was saying, yo, let's go, let's go. Yo, let's go, let's go, let's go. But yeah, I think it's gonna be nice. Everything's gonna work out and be okay. I feel like I can kind of think a little bit more, and I haven't been able to in a while. So, things are lovely. Also, thank you so much for the stretch. What? Phase Connect's van got stolen? No, for real? Yep.
Breaking news, everyone. This is Grimmi from the apocalyptic situation where I'm broadcasting live. It seems that the Phase Connect van that has survived the apocalypse has now been stolen.
There you go. 2 days ago? Wait, it was stolen before the convention? That sucks, dude. Also, Ruka, thank you so much for being here for 17 months. US people? Oh, that's cool. People put out a bounty for the van. That's crazy. Why would they steal it? That sucks. Before the convention, too, so they didn't even, get to advertise with it. It was just gone. Damn, dude, that sucks, dude. Leon, thank you so much for being here for 5 months. I haven't been around in a while. Mental health stuff. Up now. It's bad. It gets bad. But, hey, love you, give me. I hope that you're okay, Leon. Thank you so much for being here for 5 months. Do the best you can each day, and if you make even just a tiny bit of progress, that's better than anything. Make sure you do the bare minimum to take yourself into account and stay out of any bad situation. If you need to pay rent, just keep your rent paid. Bare minimum, that's all you gotta do. Drink water, eat food, keep your rent paid, and then slowly climb back up out of that hole. You got this, you got this. It's a very useful vehicle to get around in the bright color skirt units. That's fun. I like that. Beautiful, beautiful. That's crazy, though. Yeah, LA and San Jose are not next to each other. They're 6 hours apart. It's a lot. But I guess that really sucks, though. How was your meet and greet? Was watching Zen do walk around Offkind look pretty fun? The meet and greet was really cool. I'm really happy for anyone that gets to do those walkarounds. It seems like a really cool time. The bounty is whatever you want for a stream? Wow. The bounty is whatever I want for a stream? Huh. Are you just saying, streamers should make up bounties and go alright guys, if you want to see a stream of this, I need something from the Wastelands. Oh, from Peepa. Oh, she's saying she'll stream anything that you want, if you go and find the van. There's gonna be, a bunch of, very scared, awkward people, myself included. I want to go find this, but, just going, alright, we have some bats and we're gonna go try to find some probably very terrifying criminals that stole this. This actually seems like it'd be a really fun episode of a television show or something. Stream her going to the darn doctor? Why? It's good that she's going to the doctor, though. The meet and greet went very well deep. I'm really happy that I got to do it. I'm very grateful. I would look for the van, but unfortunately, I'm at work right now. Okay, well, I think that it'll probably show up at some point or another. They stole a van with a rabbit anime girl on it? I mean, I don't know. I'm always really worried that, I don't know, someone's gonna be a hardened, insane criminal and they're just gonna be hey, what are you doing here? Get out of here! Did you steal it? I did not steal a van. I have not been able to leave my house. Though I guess that would be it would be funny if I was yeah, I can't leave my house. This is crazy. Yeah, no, just paint over the, yeah, no one has to know. Just, yeah, and it's been so hard with the battery. Yeah, just keep going, paint it. Yeah. Convenient alibi. There you go. I did not steal the van, but I hope they can get it back. I hope that somehow it can be located, because that, I don't know, that super sucks. That mega sucks, baby. Can't leave, van full of stuff to sort? No! Can I steal the Grimmi standee? It's actually accounted for. So, 2 of the people that went to the meet and greet, they're people that I knew, and they're gonna take it home at the end. But take me out if you would like something small, maybe I can get it to you. I'd love to do that if you'd like. What can I do that would make it up to you? It might not be a standee, but I could give you, let's get this guy a hat. Let's get this guy a hat. Did someone bribe a person to hold it back? Whether I've got... No, it wasn't a bribe. It's just, 2 little ladies that I know. Whether they find the van or not, the catalytic converter is gone. What happened? They stole the parts out of it? I'm really not, familiar with what's going on, but I really hope that they could be okay. That does suck. I'm really hoping that things can turn around, but maybe they'll feel bad and eventually the person will just bring back the van and be you know what, I learned a valuable lesson. I didn't know what VTubers were, but after watching one stream, I realized that this is something I don't want. I'm scared. And then they'll bring it back to everyone and everyone will clap and cry and it'll be beautiful. The converter is always going on.
Ah, but without the converter. Ah. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know how I'm gonna change my battery. My immediate instinct was that I just look up something on YouTube and hope I don't electrocute myself. I had to do that with a lot. Like, there was a time the pilot light was out on like the water heater, and I had to look it up on YouTube, and then I had to like get under it and relight it. And I wasn't sure if that was the right move. I think it's like it never gives up enough gas to like do anything too insane, but like huh. They do provide battery changing services. Oh. I might have AAA. I think one of my roommates has AAA. That's a good idea, actually. I'm gonna ask if one of my roommates has AAA. And if one of them does, that could like help quite a bit. I think I have to order a special battery, but I could ask them to install it or something. That's a good idea. Some auto part places will change it for you. I can't like drive it is the thing. Maybe I could jump in and go to a place? Like there's a few like things I have to figure out for it. Call any tow company and they'll probably service you with a jump, charge a battery, install it for 100 or less. That sounds good then. Yo! Go to AutoZone, they'll probably do it for you. Maybe. I remember one time I was really broke and I went to, wasn't AutoZone, but it was like a tire place. It was like a tire place, and all of my tires had at least a little bit of damage and stuff. But there was one that was really bad. And it might have been an AutoZone, actually. And I was just like, they were like, okay, it's gonna be like this much for all of them. It's like, dang, I can't afford that. And like, instead of going like, okay, well, can I get like this one fixed? Like, before I could say that, the person just turned and walked away. And I was like, damn, wait, I still need your services. I had to go to a different place because he gave up. Which I understand, but like, I needed your help. I needed your help. He was just like, all right, she's too poor. I'm getting out of here. Like, this does not, I don't care about this anymore. That's rude. It happens, I guess. Thank you so much, Galondor, for being here for 13 months, baby. AutoZone provides free battery changes after you buy the battery. Oh, interesting. Okay. There's probably a few places I can call to, like, just come out here and change it. The classic no time for, like, pours. Yeah, that was frustrating. I was like, oh, man, well... I went to a different place and got it sorted out. It was, one that just recycles tires, and they were very nice people, so... And also, Silent Outline, thank you for being here for 13 months! Or, I'm so sorry, 13 months! 38 months! My brain is breaking. Imagine if the guy repaired your tires, found out you were broke, and then slashed them! Oh my god! That would be so intense. That would be kind of cool, though, in some ways. I'd respect that level of psychopathy. Like, it'd be kind of interesting. It's a shame it's not a manual transmission car. Nothing like pushing a car. I could push the car very far away. Everyone would be concerned. Have the make and model ready and call a few places, just get quotes? Okay. That sounds like a very good idea, actually. Push starting a car is a lost art. Yeah, it sounds really cool. What's going on? I have to change my car battery, although I've needed to change it for a few years, so it's not like... It was more of like a me problem. It wasn't like a thing where it was like, oh my god. It's crazy this happened. How could it? This is insane. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? It like, I can't believe this is happening. It was more like, yeah, that's fair. I don't know why I didn't drive the car for 2 months. That's silly. Just take it to AutoZone, 100 or 200, and they'll change it for you. I just don't want to drive the car. Well, I can't drive the car, but I don't want to like have the car towed anywhere because it'll be expensive. So I'm gonna find someone that can come and like change the battery here. I think that's probably the best bet. I'm gonna see if AAA will do it. Or I'll call a few places and just go like, please come, please help me, please help me. I don't like going outside. Please help me. Please help me. Cash, no questions asked. Please help. Craigslist and Hope. Oh yeah, baby. Got a set of jumper cables to drive it once? I don't think I do. It's interesting that like jumper cables are something that can like make it so your car can just move again. Like it's just the start that the car needs. It's really weird. Battery charge is probably the easiest maintenance you could do. Or battery change, but it's hard. Like, I don't want to electrocute myself, but I could try. How was the meet and greet was great, baby! I loved it. I got to meet so many nice people. I used to leave my car off for weeks and the battery got worse, and I bought a car battery charger and it's amazing. I should probably do that as well. I have all this prepping stuff and it's like, ah! I don't need to do anything that's not related to video games. If my computer stays on, it'll be fine. I wish I could have got to iFK. Me too! We get to have the FOMO stream, it's okay. But like seeing everyone, like one of my mods, Extra Fuzzy, came to the meet and greet and he was like, yeah, I got this really cool green drink and it like was, and I was like, they have a free open bar? That's so cool! That's like a hip thing! That's like a hip cool thing, dude! That's awesome! I can't believe it! An open bar! Yes! They have a free open bar party! They have so many parties, they have so many people there, like I was like, what? I am so angry I can't go. It was really nice to see my mod though, and all the other nice people that came. I appreciated getting to see each and every one of you. If you're one of the people there and you're lurking now, you don't have to say anything, but I was so happy. It was so cool. It filled my heart with so much love and so much happiness. I really mean it. We haven't heard from Fuzzy since. He drank the green goo. I think it's her name is Pia P? Is that it? The little slime girl? She's like the petite slime lady. I actually don't know if she's petite. I don't know. I'm just she has like cute petite energy. PPP. Pia P UFO. Yes, Pia P UFO. She loves UFOs. I really like that. I love a good UFO myself, so I actually have like a little collection of like alien plushes and stuff now. Like it's really lovely. Great singer. Oh, I haven't heard her sing actually. I know that Yana's last concert is coming up, so please support her for that. And if you can, I know she's had to change the date a few times, but I think it's something that we should all try to appreciate the best we can when we can. So no matter what, I'm gonna be there. I hope that you guys can too. The slime glorp. I love slimes. Grimmi karaoke win. I'm not very good at singing, but I've been practicing for about 2 years now. But my throat always gets all gunked up with something, and then I'm like, ugh. Whenever I try to sing, even now. We can sing 1 or 2 songs if you want. It's karaoke, you just sing? I can do it somewhat well, though. I just need to get all the gunk out of my lungs. It just takes... Which is such... It sounds like an excuse, but I really do just get lung gunk. It's actually gotten quite a bit better, though. It has gotten quite a bit better since I started drinking the water that doesn't make my lungs all messed up. I wish to one day meet and greet some of my Oshis, but the TwitchCon kind of deals I have to travel the whole hemisphere. Yeah, it's very intense to have to travel that far. I was happy I got to do it from the comfort of my own home. And then I get to do the panels tomorrow from the comfort of my own home. I'm really excited for those. I'm really grateful that we get to do it, so I'm excited. Is very good at singing. She just usually sick to the point that it sounds like she's coughing up a hairball as she strains. Yeah, I need to get better about it, honestly. I'm gonna try. Like, I think like the other, like, cause the air here is also really bad quality, but the air in like the place that I'm moving to, I think might be better. I'm not 100% sure. What time is the panel? It is 2:30 p.m. PST. And then there is another one, I believe, at around 5:30. The first one is, I think, the horror one, with Juniper leading it, and Joel will be there as well. And then the second one is the one with Berry Bug, Jits, and Maid... Oh, not Maid Phantom, I'm so sorry. Mint Phantom. Mint Maid Phantom. So I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a Metal Gear Solid trivia contest, which I don't think I'm gonna do well at, considering I haven't played those games in a long time, but I do remember some, like, weird facts about them, so... Yeah, but Barry's gonna be hosting it. It's gonna be lovely. We've been wanting to do something like that for a very long time, like with the Metal Gear trivia contest, so... It's gonna be lovely. I think Jets might turn all of your skulls into a throw. Jets, like, knows a lot, and Jets is very powerful. I know, like, some stuff about, like, Metal Gear Solid, like... I've played all the games quite a bit. It's just not something I've done a lot since I've started streaming, and it feels like this has been like my entire life for like years now. I guess it has been. I do want to play them again though. Did you also book one of the robots to drive around? I did not. I'm probably gonna be mostly packing and mostly doing stuff in the time I'm not streaming and not doing panels. So the days I'm doing panels, I'm gonna be streaming, I'm gonna be having fun, I'm gonna be excited, I'm gonna be going crazy, baby. And then the days after, I'm probably not gonna be able to do as much. So that's the biggest thing. Like, I'm gonna be moving pretty consistently. Did you know what day it is today? Jack. Do you know what day it is today? See, I can answer one part of that. I can say, it's the day that Rose got really pissed off at Jack for not knowing it was their anniversary. Also, I think it had something to do with King Kong. But, like, that's not a complete answer that'll win you a game show. That's vaguely knowing something and being stupid, but not really being intelligent enough to formulate it into... Not now. Metal Gear Solid 2 has a very cozy, like, feeling to it when you think about, I don't know, all of it. Like, you kind of, like, feel this, like, awkward anxiety where, like, when you first play it, you're not sure exactly what you're watching, but you're just like, are they okay? Should I leave? Oh. She doesn't know the date, she's gonna lose. No, I'm sorry. I don't remember it. I can look it up. What day does Metal Gear Solid 2 take place? I'm gonna forget this anyway. April 30th, 2009, and April 30th. So April 29th and April 30th. So, April 29th. April 30th, April 30th. Technically both, because it's like a full day, but like, okay. I thought you were a Metal Gear Solid expert, Grimmi. I remember everything in it, but like I said, I remember like random plot points and stuff surrounding it. I can tell you vague things about it. Like I knew that it was like the time that like Rose got really angry at Raiden, like because of their anniversary. I knew it had something to do with King Kong because they went and saw King Kong or something for the first time they met, but I couldn't tell you the exact date for it. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm gonna win. I'm sorry. I don't have a brain. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna try really hard. I'm sure everyone else is gonna try very hard too. And then the Horrible Homies panel is gonna be really fun too, I think. I can't accept that Grimmi doesn't know everything about Metal Gear Solid. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try really hard. Question, why does Otacon never get a break? Because he's cursed, and he was mean to Snake in Metal Gear Solid 4. You're gonna do great, thank you! I'm aiming just to have a good time, so even if I just sit there going, I know that one! After every, like, question, just going, no, 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 no. Like, that's good enough for me. I'm happy to see someone else win and support them through it. There you go. There you go, baby! As long as you get the general gist of it, you're an expert. I honestly don't even know what the flip is going on in the series. It's a good series! It's a good series. It's good to play it once as, like, a child and once as an adult, I think. Well, more than once as an adult. More than once as a child, too. It's just good to play it. Play it a lot. Oh my god, Yama, that's a weird thing to say. Oh no. In Metal Gear Rising, what's Aiden's doctor's name? I actually did not finish Rising. I'm sorry. I'll have to revert to my childhood and play it. Let's go, baby! But yeah, I've been having a hard time lately, but I feel like this made my heart feel very excited for the future. So, I can't wait. Name all the animals Metal Gear Solid 1 foxhounds are named after. Let's see. Decoy Octopus. I almost said Fortune, the iconic animal. Liquid Snake. Revolver Ocelot. Vulcan Raven. There's one more. Sniper Wolf. Sniper Wolf. So, those, but like without the other part of it. What's Otacon's real name? Hal? Emmerich? We all know that one, though. What's Meryl's Codec? I used to have that memorized. I don't anymore. I played 3, my first, and Rising was my last, so I'm chronologically all over the place. Oh, wow. I mean, as long as you're having a good time. You said Grey Fox, right? Grey Fox was technically not part of their unit. He was a revived super soldier that was going crazy, so I'm not sure if he would be associated with them at that point. So I do know a lot about Metal Gear Solid. I just don't think I'm gonna win, honestly. Also, Silky, thank you so much for gifting us up to the Lalelulelo. That's actually what people hear when they try to say the Patriots, and their nanomachines changes it in their head. See, I do know a lot about Metal Gear Solid. I just don't think it's gonna really apply to like anyone asking me a question, so it's gonna be awkward. Thank you, Silky, and I hope you all doing good today. It's 100 or it's 140. 0.85. I think it's 13 something. Let me see. What is Meryl's codec number? What is Meryl's codec number? Oh, it's 14015 it says. I thought it was 130, but it's 14015. 14015. So, we gotta trade you to prepare. I have like I have less than like I almost have. Okay, it's 4 hours until. Let's see. I have about 16 hours. I think I have about 16 hours. No, that one's a little later. So I could during the horror panel, I could just be like going like, oh crap, as like I try to read stuff. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of nice. I honestly kind of want to do a panel myself sometime. Like, I have some really cool ideas for one. Like, but it's gonna sound insane. But like, oh gosh, what was it called? Oh my gosh, what was it? There was a super old panel at a convention. I think it was called Bonsai Arcade. It was called Bonsai Arcade. Oh, it was called Bonsai Arcade. Does anyone... I don't think anyone would know of it. It was called Bonsai Arcade. I just loved it though. I thought it was such a cool concept. Like, oh my gosh, it was so neat. And it was this person that would make a bunch of OCs, and maybe we can even find a video of it actually. But they would make a bunch of OCs, and then they would make an RPG Maker game where like they had people from the audience come up, and every time they got a good question or a bad question, like they'd progress the story. So let me see if I can find it. Bonsai Arcade. There might be one. Was it Bonsai Arcade? I'm pretty sure it was. Panel convention. I'm pretty sure it was. Yes, it was Bonsai Arcade. Okay, it's very interesting looking. So, essentially though, I'd love to do something like that at some point. That would be so cool, honestly. Oh, it'd be so cool! Oh my god, I would love it! So, I'd really like to do something like that, where like a few VTubers like cheer someone on, and like people get to come up from the crowd and then answer like trivia questions. And then every time they do, it advances things, and then different VTubers pop on screen, and like there's a little story related to stuff as like people complete the challenges. Like that seems like it'd be a really fun panel. Oh, maybe I could find someone that would want to do that. That would be so cool. Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah. Maybe it could be like a spooky version. Phillian would probably want to do that. She's always up for doing really funny stuff. Like, the Phillian's very like, I want to do really cool stuff. So she's someone I always think about. It sounds like something Joel would like. Oh, maybe. Like, I wish chicken thawed faster. We all have to just accept that we need time to meditate as our food thaws. I hope that you can feel well, Rosewater. I hope that you can. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. Also, oh my god, I just noticed this. Silpha, thank you for gifting a sub to Metal Gear Yowie. Phillian did a Russian collab today. I wondered what was going on there. I was lurking a bit and I couldn't understand what was happening. I just felt like I was like really confused, and I was like, this is interesting, but something's occurring. Cool. Would really love to see more Grimmi clothing merch. Would drop top Grimmi coins for them. Thank you so much, Maidenless Bra. There's the pastel melon ones actually. Let me see here. If you guys would like to check out this one, there are some lovely shirts and things that Pastel Melon makes. They have 3 beautiful shirts. There was someone that was wearing the cursed one actually, and I did not have the time to say, oh my god, it's the shirt. Like I couldn't, I was so scared. But these ones are very cool. So they're made by Pastel Melon, who's an incredibly talented artist. And I really like their stuff. And then I'm gonna try to continue to work with other people to do some cool stuff throughout the times and stuff. There were like a lot of merch drops really consistently, so now there's a little bit of like a break. So yeah, yay! An incredibly powerful artist. Yes. Oh yeah. Look at his stuff. It's very cute. The keychains are back in stock. Yes. So the keychains are back in stock. I did not mention them just so people could go. People could go and get a keychain if they wanted to, but I didn't want to be like, hey, they're here, because they sold out so quickly last time. I was just like, if someone really wanted one and they were gonna check to see if they were back in stock, now they can. I will not interfere with that. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Quick, what's the largest Metal Gear? Probably Arsenal Gear, right? Wouldn't it be that one? Like, that one's gigantic. Unless there's one I don't know about. There might have been one in Rising that was super huge. Good job? Okay, cool. Yay! I told you I know a lot about Metal Gear Solid. Like, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't me just going like, yeah, I love Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't yeah, I love the character Snake. Yeah, Big Boss. Yeah, Solid Snake. Yeah, like that guy. That guy. Yeah, I love that guy. Like I know what I'm talking. It's something I got hyper obsessed about for quite some time. Does Arsenal Gear really count? It is a Metal Gear and it is gigantic. So, I mean, it has gear in its name. If you mean like the actual mechs and stuff, like I wouldn't know which one it would be, like the bipedal one. Yeah, I guess Metal Gear's concept is that it's a bipedal tank. I feel like it'd be one of the weird ones from 4. The one from 5, I guess? Yeah, I guess the one from 5. Like, that was... What was that one? That one was a weird one. I don't even remember its name. Because it didn't really get heavily featured. Like, it was weird. 5 was really incomplete, but I really did like it. You mean Naked Snake? Naked Snake is, Big Boss. So that was his codename before he achieved the title of Big Boss and was granted it by the government and all that stuff. So, you forget 5 exists? 5 was really good. It played like a dream. The Salhalaf... I don't remember its name, I just remember that Skullface always went... Or the time he saw it, he went like, "Such a lust for revenge! Ooh!" As Liquid was driving it, that was weird. Which two Metal Gear characters have the same voice actor? Do you mean like the Genome Soldiers and how like they share like voice actors with like some of the cast? Or like, do you mean like Huey and Hal, like Otacon and Huey? There's quite a few voice actors that share the same like voice, or there's quite a few characters that share the same voice actor. Like it's pretty common for those games. Also, Steve, thank you so much for the 100 bits. You know more about Metal Gear Solid than should be legally allowed. Kojima calls you when he has questions about Metal Gear Solid. Thank you guys for quizzing me on this. It's just like, all right, Grimmy, we got the cue cards. All right. Also, hi, Johan. Hope you're doing well. Best girl on Twitch. Please go check her out. Best girl on Twitch. I'll use him. I don't want to actually confuse. But best girl on Twitch. Please go check him out. Hope you're doing well. 5 lost me when it started to make you replay old missions on higher difficulties to progress the story. Yeah, that was... I think they just ran out of missions that they were able to complete. I really don't think it was their fault. They worked very hard. Like, they... I think it was just they had to devote 2 things to it. So it was a matter of, like, So here's what happened. There was the part of it where it was like, okay, this is like... How do I put it? This is the engine we're developing, and they were trying to develop the engine simultaneously to completing the game, and I assume that that was a really hard thing to do. I think if like they had completed the engine and licensed it out as like they planned to, it probably would have made it so that game was extremely profitable. I don't think it was easy to explain to Konami why they needed $800 billion. I think if they could have gotten their engine to a point where it was something that was easy to develop with, considering all the features it had and how games looked and how well games played with it, it would have been really solid. Hey, but I think it would have also been a very long period of time that it took to develop it, and it was taking so much money, so I think that was slowing down their development like a lot. Engine was only used for soccer game, as far as I know, not used yet. It was used for Metal Gear Survive. I do know a lot about Metal Gear. Okay, I know a decent amount. It was also used for a Pachi slot. So, okay, I might be okay tomorrow. Ew, it's kind of interesting. Someone was saying that I should, I think it might have been Ecto? I'm not sure. Someone was saying I should get the Pachi slot. Like, it's expensive though, and it's confusing. It's a gigantic thing where like, it plays different cutscenes from Metal Gear Solid, and you can win little tiny like balls from it because you can't technically gamble in Japan. You have to. It's confusing. Grimmi knows the lore outside of the actual games more than the games itself. No, I play those games constantly. I know how to play those games also, but like I play them in a very strange way where I can remember where things are and like I can go and do specific stuff, but like I'll get killed a lot because I can never fully pay attention. It's weird, but if you guys have seen me play them before, I've played them a few times on stream. You'll see someone that's extremely familiar with the environment that I'm in, but then I'll just make like really dumb decisions, and other times I'll just take someone down by shooting them in the neck like with the like, tranquilizer gun and move on really quickly. It's a good combination of knowing nothing what to do and, like, doing it very poorly and doing it expertly, and I'm very proud of this playstyle. It makes no sense. Also, thank you so much, Trillion Fan, for the 100 bits. Made my chili using my dried beans, 3 cups of mixed beans, lentils before soaking and pre-soaking. Chili was so thick I could even hold a small container of it upside down. It didn't move. When I shook it, it was probably as thick as a good milkshake. Tasted good, even slightly burnt. I'm really happy that you got to experiment with a lovely, healthy meal. I really hope that you can continue to enjoy it, and hopefully next time it won't be dangerous cool sludge. Time for a replay? I would like to replay it. Sounds good. The Metal Gear Solid 3 Pachinko? Was it a Pachinko or was it a Pachi slot? Maybe a Silent Hill was the Pachi slot. Metal Gear Solid 3 Pachi slot. It was a Pachi slot, okay. Let's see here. It's so pretty, I'm glad Delta is gonna look even better than it. I'm very excited too. It looks very, very pretty. Also thank you. Thank you so much, Min. Here. You might like this. It's the Vermis cassette tape. If you're a big fan of books for games that don't exist, they're very solid. They're very solid. Let me also see here really fast. I kind of like the designs from the Pachi slot a little bit more than like the remake, but I'm gonna really appreciate the remake and enjoy it. So, but I kind of like the designs for the Pachi slot a little bit more than the remake. But I think they did a really good job adjusting them for like a new age. I really like them. I don't know. I think it's fun. But I just like the Pachi slot version a little bit more. Looks a little bit similar to like the original game. Let's go, baby. Thank you for the skip. You're gonna enjoy that music, baby. Metal Gear Online is coming back too. It's gonna be slightly different. I don't know exactly how it's gonna be, but it's gonna be slightly different. It looks like they've added a few things and they've changed the environments. So no clue what's gonna go happen in there, but like, I'm excited to see what they do. I genuinely am excited to see what they do, baby. So, yeah. I'm gonna look up on eBay how much this is. Just really quick. Metal Gear Solid 3 Pachi slot. I don't even know if it's on here. Oh gosh! Maybe you have to put pachinko or a slot machine? I think so. They might be sold out. They might be rare now. Yeah, I don't think you can even buy the Pachi slot any- Oh! Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. $1,898, so about $1,900. That's a steal, baby. That's something. How much is the Konami Pachi slot? I put this on screen, but I think this like randomly displays like it randomly displays your zip code on this one for some reason. Silent Hill slot machine. What a steal! It's $1,800. It's from the same person. Oh wow. It's from the same person. There's a Devil May Cry 3 slot machine too. It's from the same person. This person I think collects slot machines and like sells them. This is interesting. They do it to guess your shipping. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So I'm not gonna put eBay on screen ever. I almost doxed myself once and I wasn't happy about that. It wasn't good. Whoa, they have a Eureka 7 one. This is cool, actually. They have a... What? They have a Valve Rave one? What the flip? No, what? Valve Rave, that's crazy. What? Sorry, this is new to me. I haven't really looked up the Pachi slots before, but they have crazy ones. What the flip? I had a fever dream of Bayonetta once? Ooh. Yeah, Valve Rave... Wow, what the flip? What the flip? Oh my god. Castlevania Pachi slot has a great soundtrack. We live in such a weird age. Wait, do they have two Valve? They have two of... Oh my god. They have two Valve of the Liberator Pachi slots. They have a Devil May Cry 5 one too. They have a Resident Evil 2 one as well. That one's a steal. They have a Persona 4 one. Whoa, what? They have a One Punch Man one? They have a Re:Zero one? Eureka 7? They have one that's just Tropicana. Wow, Metal Gear Solid. Wow. Someone ought to open like a place where you can actually play with these. I don't think there's any place in America. They have a Golden Kamui one. Whoa, and an Idolmaster one. Whoa, Initial D? Rise of the Shield Hero, yo! Some eccentric What? They have an Osu Bansho one. What? I'm a big fan of Banshos. I think they're cool, baby. I think they got a lot of strength and power to them, baby. I think they're powerful, baby. That's called an arcade. It's just, these are like gambling machines. So I don't think they're that common. This is just so interesting, dude. Wow. I never would have guessed that they had all these. This is so weird. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, the people over there, like, that watch anime and stuff are like adults just going like, this is so fun. Just like how we probably have, like, slot machines based on, like, characters we like in America. I wonder if they bought a bunch of them for cheaper? Probably. If they have a place that closes by down next to them and they're like, well, I got space in my apartment, let's sell these to Americans. Like, they could make some good money. American pachinko parlor would slap? Yeah. Pachinko or American slots? I think these would have to be pachinko. The reason it would have to be pachinko is because, essentially, how do I put this? In Japan, gambling isn't legal. So I don't think there's any way you could make it so these would give you, like, tickets to, like, exchange for money. After going to Offkai, never have I felt the depth of the cachet of VTubers more. Death of the cachet? What's the cachet? Like the cachet for like pachi slots? Like the little metal balls? I don't understand, I'm so sorry, but I hope you're doing well. Yo! Grimmi, are we dying? I don't know. We have to wait until Einur makes sense of this. We have to make sense of all this. What's going on? Japan has some amazing loopholes in laws. Yeah, pachinko being probably one of the most interesting. Pachinko is really interesting. Like, essentially, they get the balls to exchange those for prizes, and then there's places nearby where they can exchange those prizes for money. So, it's usually like a little thing of precious metal, like gold or silver. They'll take that over to someone that'll buy that nearby, and then they make their money by essentially buying it for less, and then selling it back to the pachinko places. It's really crazy that people are just like, hey, you're not allowed to do that, but I don't know, you guys seem really happy doing it, so we're never gonna stop you or saying anything. Alright, that's cool. Bye. You can exchange the ball at a totally normal convenience exchange store. Yeah, next to the pachinko. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really weird. Like, this is the cat? No more growth from here? Oh, I don't... Okay. Do you want to know the truth? I think that there's probably gonna be more VTuber fans, and I think it's probably gonna make everyone really angry. I think what's gonna probably happen is there's gonna be more and more normal fans, and people that were in it to start with are gonna be absolutely pissed. And it's gonna be like a gigantic thing for quite some time to come. You're right, and you should say it. I don't know if anyone wants to acknowledge this. It's already happened, Grimbo? Yeah. It's just that VTubers haven't really stopped growing, and I thought they would eventually too. Like, I thought the concept would be something that, like, kind of wasn't gonna continue to progress. But, it's called tourism. I don't know, I feel like that's what furries thought. Well, furries are... How do I put this? I don't mean this in a mean way towards furries. I think the fact that, furries are usually... You're in the same con? Or is there a furry con there too? That's so cool! But I think that furries have an inherent, like, link to it being very sexual in nature, so that kind of holds them back. And then there's also, like, the animal stuff, and, like, they kind of have, like, a rap related to that. E-list celebrities are gonna... Kid is out here trying to be like E-list celebrities are gonna break D-list. Oh no, not like that. Like, I don't think that I'm gonna ever be like a super popular like VTuber. Like, that is not my goal. Like, I like very much where I'm at, but I do think the hobby is probably going to continue to get bigger and bigger. I think it's gonna continue to grow more and more, And it's going to be incredibly, incredibly annoying for everyone that started. Super popular VTubers are still E-list. I honestly don't know where they'd classify. Like, I have no clue what's going on in terms of, like, your classification system. I think that you might have come here even to, like, fight or something, but it's called E-list? Okay. I didn't know that you were trying to be aggressive if you were. It's alphabetical? A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, E is... Yeah, that's not too bad. No aggression, just facts. I think that you're probably wrong on it. Like, it'll probably continue to grow. Just because streaming is continuing to grow, and it's kind of something where, like, they have a marketable thing. People's consumption of media and stuff is continuing to get a little bit weirder. Looking at the data and stuff like that, less and less people are, like, reading books, less and less people are watching movies, less and less people are playing the games themselves. The primary source that people interact with media is, I've seen the data, I don't know if you have, but the primary way that people are beginning to act with media or interact with media is essentially they sit down and they watch a streamer or they watch a YouTuber explain what that media is, more so often than actually going and watching that movie themselves. Where's the data? We can see it all over YouTube in terms of what the highest consumption is versus what we see at box offices and their overall ticket sales and stuff. I'm gonna be honest, this guy sounds like he's just trying to argue. Yeah, I think he might be contradictory. We're gonna have to time you out, fella. But I hope that you have a good day. You brought up some interesting points. Like, it's just... I feel like you came in here going like, pay attention to me, I have something to say! Come on! I want you to talk to me, I want attention! So, we're gonna time you out until the next stream. But... be nice little fella. There we go. Okay, but we're back to it. But I actually think it's gonna probably continue to get bigger and bigger. Which... I don't know if I'm going to. I'm probably gonna stay in, like, my little area and just play indie horror games, so I don't anticipate it being something where, like, that woman that does nothing different every day of her life, but shows up consistently, and always assumes she'll play a game in the next 10 seconds, so she's on the side of her screen for an hour and a half. She's gonna, for some reason... like, I don't think that's gonna happen, but... also, yo, Colt, how are you? Hope you're doing really good, dude. Yo! Also... K4M3_91. Thank you for subscribing with your Prime, baby. Yo. How are you, friend? I'm doing good. I'm very excited. I did a nice meet and greet today. I hope that you're doing good. If you are doing anything in particular that is interesting, and if you are anywhere interesting in particular, I hope it's a good time. Let's go, baby. I take it as people learning not to spend lots of money on super company products that suck, so they'd watch someone else to get the gist of, and then decide themselves in a more informed way. That is also something that people do. People also watch people play a video game. People that do a lot of sponsorships usually want video games to spread, so a lot of, like, what they'll do is they'll go, okay, if I pay X, Y, or Z person X amount of money to do streaming and stuff, like, that'll spread it and, like, boost it more. I think it'll probably become bigger, though, just because streaming, against all odds, continues to grow, so... I think that's probably going to be something that continues to go in a weird positive direction. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Are there any more good indie horror games? Most of them are just retro gas station variety, really. I think there's a lot of really good horror games. Please go check out Look Outside. Look Outside is probably one of my favorites. Voices of the Void is also really lovely. Quite a few of you guys are saying Voices of the Void is exciting. So... the online world is continuing to grow. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. No more pre-ordering? Yes, I think that pre-ordering for video games and stuff is also going to probably go. Like, a little bit more each time. Like, this is going to sound really bad, but, like... I really apologize to Kojima. The Summer Game Fest trailer... for Death Stranding 2, like, I really didn't connect with it at all, and, like, I actually am now, like, not... Death Stranding 2 is no longer a day one for me. I really apologize heavily to Kojima. It's just that trailer, like, really made me go, like, didn't you pre-order Silent Hill F? Silent Hill F's a day one. Silent Hill F's a day one. Resident Evil's a day one. Those are day ones. Those are day ones for, like, 100%. But, like, I went from Death Stranding 2 was really exciting to, like, this is, like, okay, I might want to watch it at some point. I might want to play it at some point. Snatcher VR would be cool. I just got here. I mean, Police Knots would also be lovely. Those games deserve to be brought back, but I don't think they will. I just got here and someone typed in mouthwashing. Did you play it or are you playing it? I played mouthwashing when it came out. That game was really rough. That game was really crazy. I still pre-order games and pre-ordered Death Stranding 2 after I beat Death Stranding 2 2 weeks ago. Death Stranding 2 weeks ago. I was like, well, you're in a time loop. Death Stranding 2 weeks ago. I was not the one that made mouthwashing popular, but that's nice if you can tune a piano. I think quite a few people went like really ham on mouthwashing. It was a good game. It was a good game. Oh my god. I think there was one game that I might have made a little bit more popular. I think it was that one where it's like, you've seen these games, you've seen those fake games on Twitter, now you can play them. The one on Steam where it's like all of those mobile games, but you actually can play them and it's pretty enjoyable. That game hadn't really like taken off much, but one of my friends sent me a link to it going like, this seems like a good VTuber game, and I was like, yeah, I'll play it. And then within a few months, like everyone had played it, and I was like, this is really cool, you can actually help people with this. When did you play that? It was when no one was playing it. It was a long time ago. It was like when no one was playing that, because I think it kind of like didn't really... I don't think it really took off. And then once it like hit the streaming area, people were like, yeah, this is solid. This is a really solid one. That made me really happy. I think that's the only time I can say definitively that it might have had like an impact in that regard. So, what voice acting do you do? Right now I don't do any voice acting. I've done some voice acting in the past. But what I want to start doing is once I move, I want to set up my recording thing. I don't want the cats to be like in my area where like I record and like knock things over and like destroy stuff, and like I don't want to like have to deal with like a bunch of real life stuff, so I have no time when I slowly go crazy and I'm stressed out. So I'm gonna be doing voiceover then, baby! We'll see what happens! Yo! You did popularize Guinea Pig Bridge. Okay, that is true. I found a Guinea Pig Bridge song a long time ago and I went insane watching it 100,000 times, and now Fillion plays it too, which made me really like Fillion. Like, I don't know. That made me go like, she gets it. She understands, that's cool. I don't know. Kiryu Kazuya from Yakuza. Oriwa. Mouthwashing is the reason I know about Grimmi. Yo, yeah! I forgot about that. I think we had a discussion about, not in a negative way, but I remember that Johan, you were saying that you didn't think that people should see Curly as responsible for what happened in that game. And, mouthwashing spoilers. I'm gonna take you down mouthwashing memory lane here, everybody in chat. I blame Curly for everything. Oh, you did? Oh, then we actually kind of agreed. Never mind. I think that, so these are some mouthwashing spoilers, but, I think that literally every character in that game was supposed to have a relationship with responsibility, and how they were they had a complex relationship with it and they were rejecting it. Curly is the burn guy. He's the blonde guy, he's the burn guy. So Jimmy is 100% responsible through his actions, but I think that every character, as they played that game, had a level of responsibility that they were running from, whether it was their fault and whether it was something they should have felt bad about. Like, I'm not saying one way or the other. Jimmy was the one to blame. Oh, absolutely. But I think that it was supposed to show that everyone was rejecting their level of responsibility on some level or another. We see that with Jimmy. Jimmy's just the devil. Jimmy's horrible. Jimmy is a horrible, horrible, horrible person. On every level, rejects responsibility, rejects reality. We also see Daisuke and how he ends up on the ship because he refused to kind of find a path in life that he wanted to pursue, and he was in a way running away from responsibility as well. We see Anya and her immense amount of guilt related to what she's going through in the story. It's very, very, very traumatic and intense, but I think she also felt like a level of responsibility for what was going to happen to herself and to the possible child she was going to have. I don't think that she, it's obviously not like she should, but I think that she was struggling with like her feelings of responsibility there. And then I think that Curly was running away from the responsibility that he had to keep a violent person away from other people and do his job as a captain, even though it would have been hard for him to do something that would have maybe made Jimmy dislike him or given him some level of like boundary and stuff. And then Swansea, absolutely amazing character, like the best moment in the game. Personally, understands that he is someone that does not like responsibility, but has accepted it into his personal life on every level. Even though he would rather run away from it, he's the only person that was able to come to terms with the fact that it's very human to not want to do the right thing, but if you do the right thing, it's still something that will make your life positive, but it might not necessarily pay off in the way that you want it to. Swansea was the best character in that game, dude. I loved Swansea. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. But that's my take on mouthwashing. I think it was about every character having a level of responsibility that they were rejecting. Even the company. Like, the company was very much doing the same, so the pony character, I guess, could be seen as an allegory for rejecting responsibility as well. Great game. Great game. That's a good summary, Grimmi. Thank you. I mean, that's just what I saw when I was playing it. Everyone is free to disagree, but that's why I felt that Curly was also responsible for everything. Like, I think it was, like, just a big blob of, like, responsibility and the characters struggling with similar stuff. Very well written. Very well written. I think that kind of puts into perspective that everyone has their circumstances, but your actions are the only thing we can realistically judge. Yes, I think it's really interesting that Swansea probably considered himself, like, a bad person and, like, just kind of like a crappy one. But he was ultimately one of, like, the nicest people because he kind of accepted, like, the truths of himself and learned to live with them, rather than running away from them and saying that he was a good person. I think it was an incredibly cool game in that regard. He was the only person that accepted he was kind of flawed and messed up and crazy. But at the same token, he was also one of the most self-sacrificial and one of the kindest people in that game. And one of the most open in terms of, like, their heart, and, like, we could see that as people playing it and we could respect him for it. I don't think there's anyone I've met that didn't like Swansea. Really good character. Oh, really good character. You said you'd play it again. Do you still feel the same? I would love to play it again. It was just very intense, so I think I'm gonna give it, like, 2 years and then I'll check it out again. The only thing I know about mouthwashing is that people got mad over... yeah, 5 rechamp. So what happened was, if you want to know what happened, I can discuss that too. Like, I won't just ignore it. So what happened is there's a subtle thing within the plot that most people won't even notice, which, I talked to a few people that played it, like, that weren't streaming and stuff. Some people did not notice. But Anya has a storyline that has to deal with, like, SA stuff, which is very intense. But some people legitimately didn't even notice that, like, at all, because it's something... How could you not notice? Well, the thing is, like, she says it in such a way where she always seems nice to Jimmy, and it's kind of something where she never outright says it, and a lot of people just aren't going to be paying attention and, like, locked in and focused on the same level. So a few people didn't notice that. And then some people drew very alluring fan art, and then they got yelled at by, like, 1,000 people that were just like, what are you talking about? That wasn't in the game. So it was overall just not, like, a good situation. So even people that would have agreed with those guys that that wasn't something that they wanted to do, even if they did agree with them, weren't really responsible on that level because they didn't notice. Like, they had no frame of reference for it. So it was kind of sad. So, Slip, no, I totally understand that. It's just, there are some people that did not notice that. And I really don't think that, they angered the Fujos. Those guys weren't Fujoshis. That's someone that wants to see 2 dudes bang. That's completely different than people that get angry on Twitter for people drawing fan art of female characters. Like, unfortunate character trait of Anya is she's a pushover. So yeah, even the best case scenario isn't something good. Yes, she was going through a lot. She was also, like... she was probably the one in the worst case. I know that Curly was, like, suffering literally every second, but I can't imagine what Anya was going through every day, like, in terms of, like, her mental state and stuff. Curly was, like, really, really, really not doing good in terms of his physical state and probably experiencing hell every second. And then Anya was also, like, trying to consider, like, what was going on in terms of, like, how she, like, had to deal with, like, her pregnancy and, like, being around someone that assaulted her and not having anyone to protect or take care of her, and, like, having to be nice to the person because they were the captain and now, and, like, also being in a state where she was fairly certain that she was going to die. Like, that game was crazy. So, like, everyone in that game was just struggling so much. As opposed to Swansea, was just like, hey, I had a good life, time to go out, really cool, whatever. I really wish I could have saved Daisuke, though. That's my greatest regret in life. You're a piece of trash. And then he, like, it just really good game. Anya wasn't a pushover, she just knew she was powerless to protect herself. I think that's probably very true, too. I think that she had to be, someone that was people-pleasing and stuff. If you aren't nice to people that are a little bit dangerous, it can end up having really bad repercussions for you. So, realistically, like, someone in that position should have stood up for themselves if it was, like, a perfect world where, like, she'd have the opportunity to, but she was in a very bad place. So, I agree. I hadn't really thought about that too much. So, it's their survival mechanism? Yeah, so it's, everyone has coping strategies when they get into a weird place, and Anya's was just that, so... First time streaming, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you! Hello! Yeah, she was cooked trying to keep peace in that situation. Yes, and, you do eventually see her start to get into a better place with it. Like, I think at the point, at, like, a midway point, like, in the timeline, it's hard to tell because the game is, like, very mixed up in terms of its timeline and stuff, but she seems to tell Swansea what happens, and then Jimmy freaks out, and the tone of, like, the game kind of shifts a lot more, and also that probably brings her a lot of, like, comfort and protection, and Swansea's probably like, I should just kill this man. Like, that's the vibe I got. Kevcos, thank you so much for gifting a sub to LD735. I hope you enjoy your time here. That's nice of you. That's nice of you, Kevcos. Kind of off topic, but what are some of your favorite games? And is Deltarune up there? Deltarune's really good. I feel like Chapter 2 is my favorite. I feel like I wanted Chapter 3 to be a little bit longer and, like, have, like, different, like, cool stuff like Chapter 2 did. It kind of felt like... I don't know why, but Cyberworld felt, like, way more complete for some reason. So did the first chapter for some reason, but, I don't know why. Maybe it was just, like, the structure of it was different. But I think my favorite games, I really liked The Evil Within. I really liked Yuppie Psycho. I really liked Mother 3. I really liked all of the Metal Gear Solid games, though 2 is my favorite. Metal Gear Solid 2. I really liked Killer 7. Those ones are really solid. I really liked Silent Hill. I really liked Resident Evil. Like, those series, just entirely. I think those are all really fun. I'm trying to think of some other stuff, but I think those are, like, my main ones. Yuppie Psycho's really good. It's highly underrated. I know that it's still pretty popular, but it is underrated, baby. Oh, Voices of the Void is also really lovely. Yes. I'm torn between loving the Jevil fight and enjoying being able to murder Birdly. Oh my god. But, I think overall, like, it's a very... Deltarune's very solid. Soma's a very intense game. Did you ever get around to trying, Peripetia? I didn't actually. I need to at some point. I'm very behind on keys that people send me. Like, I'm, like, crazy behind on keys people send me. There was also this one where, let's see. There's a game I got where it was just, it just said Daemonology? It's just called Daemonology. I can put a link to it in chat, but they didn't send any information on the game. They just emailed this to me and it made me want to play it really badly. It looks incredibly scary. It looks really, 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 really weird. But, we haven't played it yet. It's been a few months. I'm really behind on, like, game keys and stuff just because, when you're overwhelmed, it's hard to start new things, and I gotta get to the point where I start them instead of just going like, oh my god, that's so cool. Crap. I'm well aware that I need to actually start doing stuff. I don't know. When are you gonna play Mother 3? I really want them to come out with an official patch. They didn't do all of the translation for all of the items in the game, which I know is stupid, but I want them to do that at some point. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, but it's still really good. You have 65 hours on Evil Within and almost 200 hours on Evil Within 2. It's a good universe. It's a good world. I think Maverick's like a very interesting character too. That Call of Duty trailer was so horrible, dude. It made me so sad. I'm not gonna watch it again because they keep taking down my VODs when I watch it, but like, because of the music in it. All the other ones, it's just like, copyright sharing, this one blocked! But, so... essentially, Call of Duty, huh? Yeah, the new Call of Duty looked like it was going to be the new Evil Within game. Like, it looked like it was going to be Evil Within 3, and everyone was like, oh my god, this is crazy, this is crazy, this is exactly what I want, oh my god, it looks amazing! And then it was Call of Duty. So they're probably making a very good game, but I can't imagine many people were, like, super hype about that. Surprised they didn't do items. Must have been I think the thing is, like, they didn't do the world around them that you could check. Yeah, it was probably just, like, so much text that they were like, if we want to, like, translate this game within, like, the next, like, year or two, we have to make sure we just focus on, like, the actual dialogue being said, which I understand. That might also be why Nintendo doesn't want to, like, actually do, like, an official release, because it's probably, like, a ton of time. So, it is what it is. There's a good fan translation, but, they only translated half the, what's it called? How do I put it? They translated half the game because they didn't translate any of the items. Surely Alex Mason from Call of Duty Black Ops is related to Heather Mason? That's cool! I loved your voice acting in Deltarune. Do you have a past Undertale playthrough? Yes! I played it a few times. I was also playing it with one of my friends at one point, too. I need to actually finish it at some point. I might just replay it again from the start. Like, it was a really solid game. Story translation only? Yes, they didn't translate any of the items when you check them. The only one they translated was the mirror at the start of the game, and I was like, that's so cool! And I kept trying to check things, and I was like, oh, what's happening? What's wrong? And apparently they didn't do any of it. And I want them to do it, so... Another game I really like, probably one of my favorites, is Seventh Stand User, the RPG Maker game. My friend translated that a very long time ago. Like, I was helping her a little bit when she was still, Q&Aing it and stuff. And she also made the music for the, intro screen. Let me play it for you. So, the person that translated it to English also made the song. Let me get it for you. Not the remix. This one, if you've heard it at the start of the game. Or at the start of the stream! But, Seven Stand User is really cool if you guys haven't checked it out. It's like being in, like, a JoJo's, like, Part 3 fanfiction. You get to choose a character, and then you get a personality quiz to choose a stand, and then that stand can even interact with the world as, like, you play through the game. It's crazy good. It's crazy good. Please check it out if you haven't. You should play it on stream? Yeah! I was gonna play it on stream with her at one point, and she got, like, busy that day, and she couldn't do it. So I was like, oh, okay. We'll play it some other time then. But then we just never rescheduled it. I can just play it by myself, though, at some point. But... Little interesting tidbit, she made that song. She was incredibly talented in a lot of ways. She's fluent in Japanese. She made that song. She, like, does all kinds of, like, stuff. She's extremely talented. She's, like, crazy talented. There's a version with, color for 7 Stand User. Whoa, really? That's crazy. I kind of like that it's in black and white, though. I kind of like that. Was it, like, a mod or something? I know she was, like, she made, like, a fake trailer of, like, a part 4 that she wanted to do, like, a part 4, like, fan game, but then she didn't work on it after a little bit, so... But... I kind of wish she had. I think it would have been a huge hit. People would have loved it. You popularized Gaggle on the VTubing sphere? Yo, let's go, baby! Let's go! That's awesome. I mean, Gaggle is really fun. Speaking of which, you guys want to win some free money? Speaking of which, you want to win some free money from Gaggle? Is that something you want? Is that something you want? Let's check it out. Let's see. I'm not gonna do that thing where, like, I can't hear you. Everyone's like, yeah, I'd like that. Yes, it's been hard, Grimmi. Yeah, that would be nice, Grimmi. Thank you for thank you for that. I would appreciate that. Yes, can I get I'm ready. Yeah. Yeah, it's been, yeah, I'm ready, yeah. I know that's how I'd feel, so let's, but if you guys haven't signed up for Cash App, they have very, lovely stuff that they do. They're very kind, they're very considerate. They work very hard on this stuff, and we are gonna go give it a mosey, so, this is gonna be Supermarket Sweep with Cash App and Gaggle. You can win $10 I'm just gonna put dollars. I'm not gonna say dollary dues. It's kind of childish. We can win $10 right now. Yay! Okay, and then sweep, and then Cash App. Okay, so let's get that going. Yama says it's ad time. Oh yeah, Cash App. All right. I think this is the one we're supposed to pin. All right, cool. All right, good. And then, all right, baby, let's go. All right, let's go. Cash App, and then sweep. All right, baby. Don't forget the panel. I'm not forgetting the panel. Though, am I supposed to put the Cash App one or the Gaggle one? Probably the Cash App one. It's going to be the Cash App one. So if you guys are not registered for a Cash App account, it's very cheap. It's not cheap, it's free, but like, it's very easy to use. I've used it before. This is not something that I'm like exaggerating. It is something that I've recommended to people that are in dire straits and need help. So what I used it for was that one of my relatives was not doing good and she needed some help and I helped her out. And how did I do that? I made her a Cash App account and she was able to use that to get back on her feet because it's essentially similar to a bank account. And she didn't have a bank account at the time because she was trapped in a different country for a long time. It's a big, long story, but... But that being said, you don't need to worry about that. Don't worry. You don't need to worry about that. Let's not worry about that. But either way, it would have been really hard for her to get back on her feet if it weren't for Cash App, so I greatly appreciate that. It overall made the quality of her life much better, and she is doing much better even when she's in rougher places because she has access to something similar to a bank account. She can order stuff from Amazon. She can do all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah. It's also pretty good to file on your yes, you should file it on your taxes if you use it. Oh, actually, yes, you can also file your taxes through it. So if your taxes are very basic, you can file your taxes through Cash App very easily. They do a lot of different stuff. You can also like invest in Bitcoin or something like that, or you can invest in stocks if you'd like to. I personally do not get involved in that type of stuff because I don't understand it that well. And every time I go, I should invest in this, like it might go up or down and then I'll have a mental breakdown thinking like I've lost money. So I should probably get into it at some point, but I don't personally use it for that. But I would recommend using it as a bank service, and that's what I feel like. So feel free to give me a 0% loan with a term of 80 years. Okay, no. Wait, isn't 0% like something where like you don't pay any interest? That's not bad. Wait a second. But I'd recommend Cash App for that specific reason. You can use referral code Grimmi if you'd like to sign up. I honestly think it's a really good service. If you do not sign up for it at this moment, if you do not want it personally, please keep it in mind for people that may be struggling in life and maybe it can help them out. So, mind controlling us to get into crypto so she can sell us. No. I'm just saying the things that it does. I'm saying the things that it does. Like, honestly, I think Cash App's a good service. Like, I might keep it up there. Like, it's helpful. I don't know. Like, and Supermarket Sweep is fun, so I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about it, but please, go use it. Go use it if you'd like. And then we are going to... Okay. Let me get the episode up, baby. Let me get that episode up for you, baby. Because I think you deserve to enjoy it, baby. Wait, so the $10 for both of us we can get from sending $5 to you? No. So you can win $10. You do not have to send anyone anything. Alternatively, you can send $5 to someone else, and they will give you $10 the first time you do that, and the person that you use the code for will get $10. You do not need to do that. That is up to you. You can also just have the $10 and then you can enjoy it from there. It'll give you like a fake, not a fake, how should I put this? it gives you a virtual credit card also, like a virtual credit card number, so you can use it to purchase something for $10, or you can like make it part of your transaction, or you can get a physical card from them if you'd like to use their services like a bank and stuff. I recommend it. I don't know. That's all I can really say. I really do recommend it. All right, baby. All right. Now, let me see here, because I want to make sure that I'm going to the right place here. Okay, yes, this is the right one. Okay, I can't show the URL for this one. Let me just make sure we have this all set up. And then I am going to actually do a little bit of tweeting. I'm going to get a little bit of a tweet on here. I know. I'm going to have a little bit of a tweet. I know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be novel. It's going to be interesting. Okay, get on up there, baby. Get on up there, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So, let's see. Okay. Supermarket sweep. Okay. We play in... You can earn $10 right now if you'd like to try. The last one we're doing. There we go. The last one we're doing tonight. Now, let's go. All right. I think we're good now. So I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna add in my Twitch. Grimmi. Okay. Let's go, baby. This is it, baby. All right, baby. All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm very excited about this. This was such a fun opportunity, and if they ever add more supermarket sweep, I would love to do this. Regardless of like if they continue to do the Cash App stuff, I would just love to do this. So I'm very excited. That Cyclops did have purple hair. Sorry. I knew it. It's purple to me. Okay, sorry. There was someone that went to my meet and greet, and they have a Cyclops model, and like she has like purplish blue hair, and they were like, no, they have like black with highlight, like white highlights. I knew they had purple hair. They do have purple hair on their Twitter. I felt so bad. I remembered them. Sorry. I was like, oh my god, did I think they were a different person? No, it was them. They have like purplish bluish hair in some of these. Okay, sorry. I just saw that on Twitter too. We don't need to talk about this. I'm gonna go crazy. Let me also take off the filter I use on, I've started using a filter on Opera. Like if you use Opera, it's actually really cool. It can make your eyes not feel as intense. I think it probably translates over to your guys' screen too. So I won't do that right now. I was waiting for someone to say white and gold. No! Mad time for my phone to be dead? Oh, I'm so sorry. But you can still win this, then you have 3 hours. You have 3 hours. You have 3 hours to turn in for your prize. So, you can also, if you are not an American citizen, you can send this to someone that has a Cash App account. So you have 3 hours to put in any Cash App name that you would like to receive $10 dues. And I highly recommend that you do. We also had the weirdest thing occur where some people didn't win, and this was the only time I've ever seen this online. You guys are all, just make sure you check before it expires. Yes, you have, oh, Zealous Crow, you won this time too. So please make sure you check now. I remember your name from the first or second round. I did? Yo, let's go, you got your $10 dues. Smee, thank you for the 200 bits. Everyone, please redeem yours so you can get your $10. It is still $10. That is still a meal if you look very hard, or that's several meals if you cook from home and begin adapting to where things are today. Society is changing. It's gonna be fun. So what we're gonna be doing next is... That's so many lentils. So what we're gonna be doing next is... I'm pretty darn tired, but... This was on YouTube, I noticed. Like, full episodes. Full episodes of this are on YouTube, and the atmosphere is unmatched. So, this may not be okay. Like, if it gets copyright claimed when I upload it to YouTube, I will never do it again. So, what we're gonna do, though, is something I wanted to do for a very long time. Have any of you guys ever heard about Unsolved Mysteries? Not the concept, but the show? Not the concept, but the show. So this is one of my favorite television shows. It's very old, but it's one of those retro ones you can enjoy. It's one of those retro ones you can enjoy. Let me get big. Skelter, you wanna hang out? You wanna hang out with me? You wanna be on screen? Okay. That's fine too. All right, buddy, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna be watching Unsolved Mysteries, so please get excited if you'd like to. This is a really fun one. But this might be the only time we're watching it because YouTube might not like this, but they have uploaded literally like hundreds of episodes to YouTube, so I'm assuming they might be okay with I don't know, like I think it's called like creative, like as long as you're making consistent commentary, I think it's legal. I'm not trying to steal the episode, I'm just trying to watch it together with you guys and make consistent commentary. So hopefully it will offer you something that the original didn't, because I'll get hyper fixated on some stupid detail and be there for about 20 minutes, so it will be slightly different than the original. But this one's really good, and I think you guys are gonna like it. No, they don't. No, they don't believe that. That is not true. Gingy, baby, you were playing that mascot game. I was lurking there a lot today. I hope you're doing well. Guys, Gingivitis is one of the most talented streamers. I've noticed that not many people see him because when we raid you, a 25-second thing plays where everything imaginable assaults all of your senses at once and drives you to madness, which I like. It's horrifying and it's wonderful. But, go check out Gingy. Go check out Gingy. That 25 seconds is amazing, and everything that follows afterwards is lovely too. I hope that you're doing well, dude. They didn't want to do their job, LMAO. I think that is what happened with the military stuff. We're watching Unsolved Mysteries. We're watching our stories. So I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that one, but it's very interesting. Now, we're watching our stories here today, and it's a real good time. I think you're gonna like it. You got a 60-second ad? Okay, we're gonna wait for you. Don't worry, sweetie. Don't worry. It says it's over on my end, but I hope you're doing good, Gingy. Hope you're doing good. I stumbled in the stream. I'm happy I did. I love the conspiracy spooky vibes here. Oh, dude, I'm all about that. That is like my bread and butter. I love spooky stuff. I love the occult. I love mysteries. I love madness. I love slowly going crazy, like in a kind of esoteric, cool way. I'm here for it, baby. I'm here to have fun and go nuts. Let's go. But I'm glad you like the concept of it, because this is a lovely show too. I'm actually going to restart the show because the way that this started was absolutely insane, and I think you'll appreciate this. I think you'll appreciate this. These 20 seconds are worth it, trust me. City, there are times where if you call the police, they will actually do something that's worse. So, some of the police are involved in these types of things. Not in like a way that's going like, I think policemen are bad. I think they do a tremendous amount, and a lot of people get into the police for a very good reason. There is just some corruption in the police. So if you are in a place where you're working, if you don't even notice that you're working on something that they are involved with, it can end up in a really, it can go really south really quickly. So a few of those things are like drug trade, human trafficking, things like those. Things like those can end up getting really rough really quickly. So would highly recommend that you be very careful if you end up in a very serious place where they're threatening you and saying that you can't go to the police and saying that you can't do anything like that. The police help. The police do help. Okay. I think they've gotten a bad rep, but like the police have helped people in my family like quite a bit. Like quite a bit. They don't always do the right thing. I think that's like something everyone can agree on. There's some people that are there's some people that do incredibly evil things. They plant drugs on people. They do all kinds of weird stuff. But there are some that are very nice, and they legitimately want to like serve the people and like help them and like do everything they can to make sure that the weaker people in society can be protected. And I've run into quite a few of them, and I appreciate them. I'm sure there's a lot that are very not so nice though. So, and those guys shouldn't be ignored, obviously. But anyway, plus when there's corruption in something like the military or the police, they're already in a position of power and can use, yes, more easily to cover up things like marking your death as something where you did it. I don't think in this case it was, because he also had his ankles bound. He had handcuffs around one of his hands. He was shot in the head, but his gun was placed under his back. He had a cord around his neck, and all of his things were on the road around where his body was, where people would drive and see it easily. It seemed like it was like signaling to someone else that you shouldn't mess with whatever thing he was involved in. So also, yeah, he had something stuffed in his mouth as well. So I don't think in this case it was that bad. Like it wasn't like, well, it was bad, but it wasn't like a mental thing on his part, probably. He was so skilled to do that. Oh, yeah, I think it was someone trying to send a message about what he was doing was a bad idea. But like, the police in the city have helped me a lot. Like, they've been really nice people. I've also run into some that are like really mean and stuff, but that's, I don't know. It's neither here nor there. But, like, essentially, they don't really do anything unless there's an immediate danger. So, there was one time where, like, I was trying to convince one of my family members, like, hey, let's just go back to where, and I could not take care of her, so this was actually, like, a blessing in disguise, but I was like, hey, let's not be out here, because she was, like, running around in the street, like, with their shoes off, like, trying to, like, get in front of cars so they'd stop, which is not great, but, she was doing that for a while, and eventually the police came, as they do, and they would still not take her to a facility, because they didn't witness her running in front of cars, and they didn't want to take her in for, like, a traffic violation. So what they have to do is they have to make sure that the person is actually a danger to themselves or others, and they had to wait for her to freak out for a very long time, and it was mostly me just sitting in my car, like, in the driver's seat, going like, okay, why don't we just calm down and you can, like, go home? Why don't we just calm down and you can go home? Why don't we just calm down and you can go home? And she would talk a lot and talk about how she needed to see someone and, like, et cetera, et cetera. And then eventually she got agitated and she was sitting in the back seat. She yelled, and then she tried to jump up to the front of the car and twist the ignition to start driving it. And within, like, 1 second, one of the police officers yanked me out of the car, and they grabbed my mom, and they got her, like, subdued and put in handcuffs, and then they were able to take her to a mental facility. So they can only do things if you are at a state where you are in the process of trying to harm yourself or trying to harm others. So yeah, she was in psychosis. So this wasn't something where she was, like, being a bad person. She just was in psychosis. But it's at that extent where they can actually intervene. Like, they can't intervene over small things. It's kind of insane. They have to, like, wait. And yes, that was textbook protocol. They did it insanely quickly. They were all extremely nice. They were all extremely, like, just like, yeah, this happens. Okay, well, bye. They were very kind to her. They weren't rude to her. They just were like, okay, you can't do that. We gotta go. So if someone's threatening you, if someone's doing that other stuff, unless they see it actually occur, they aren't going to do much, is what I've noticed. Because there are other times where they were just like, we can't do anything. But that was one of the times they were like, okay, we can do this. All right, there. So if anyone in chat is wondering why you've called them, they don't do anything, you've called them, they don't do anything, that is why they have to see a specific instance of it occurring. And that's been the situation that I've seen them do something very abrupt and intense in. So, I wonder how often they have to deal with situations like that per day. That might have been, like, one of the more extreme ones that day, but, like, it probably wasn't one of the more extreme ones that week. Like, that was probably something where they were like, this is novel, but, like, not fun. Clearly handled, yes, they cleanly handled it, and they also made sure that everything was fine throughout. So, very nice people in that instance. In this case, where this poor guy literally can't say why he's in danger, yes. So, and again, sometimes the cops, not the ones that are nice and do those types of things. Sometimes the cops are corrupt and they will be involved in weird situations, and then they will actually make your situation worse. So I'm not saying, like, you know, it's all good. I'm really sorry. I feel, like, angry having watched that. Like, dude, what are you doing? Can't you, like, at least put, like, something there? Like, couldn't they have tried a little bit harder? So that's what happened. Wow, really makes you think. Open and shut case. Wow. Ugh. You hate to see it, but you just see it so often. Yeah. Wonder if his dad watched this when it aired. He probably did, and he probably went, this is stupid, 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 and felt incredibly angry, and then afterwards felt a little bit more, like, vindicated and stuff. They have Saturn V rockets there, Grimmi. Wait, what's a Saturn V rocket? I don't know that much about, like, rocket and, like, really heavy artillery and, like, gigantic things. A moon rocket? Wait, what? Really? Apollo? What's that? Like, It can bomb the moon? Oh, the actual, like, rocket that went to the moon. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Wow. But now they get badly acted TV shows out of it. I think this is pretty well acted considering. Like, it's got a lot of, it's got aura. Is that the right way to use it? I don't think it is, but it's got aura. They're aura farming, like, with this show. Like, it's all very mysterious, and it has a lot of mystique, and everything is, like, full of, like, it's lit. It is lit. I know lit's a little bit archaic now, but, like, oh, you can't use archaic. That's, like, really archaic. You can't... You need to use another descriptive word besides archaic. It's really old. Moon's haunted. Grimmi proceeds to fire rockets at the moon. I think the moon would be haunted. I don't know. Someone's probably gotten up there and not had a good time. Like, all things considered, right? Like, someone had to, like, be like, we could build some sort of, like, death machine on the moon, and then it didn't go well. I assume. Wait for people to be out of the ad, because this is the setup for, totally the first one. In no way, shape, or form would anyone ever believe that. Maybe if they were an actual child, that might have been something like, as I watched this when I was like 5, I'd be like, maybe it's the first one. Cause like he wanted to be a hero. Like that might be something I did, but I don't know. Feel like by the time you're 8, you're like, that's not normal. What if one stream we did hug, what, bees? Why? Huh? I think that bees are cool, though. Be free. King hours. You need to remember that whenever you're sad. Be free. It's king hours. It's totally the first one. Trust me, I'm trustworthy, and you can... and you can bet I'm being genuine. It's so nice of me. Someone learned something from the CIA book, but also not correctly. All right, let's continue onward. We're about 19 seconds off. Be yourself. Be me. Me be. I love all the bee memes. I love all the bee... I don't even know what they are. Like, they're just bees. Like, usually the Pepes have different, like, names and stuff. This is... I remember it triggered a lot of people when I said that, I read on Twitter, someone said that Pepes are just Hello Kitty for men. Don't be angry at me. I wasn't the one that coined that, but, don't be angry at me. I've seen some friends get little Peepo plushes, though, and they're just like, hey, it's my Peepo plush, and it's like, wait, actually, yeah, see? Kind of. It's kind of, I hate how accurate that is. It's Hello Kitty for men. Like, they have all of their different, like, little, Peepos and, Pepes, and, like, it's like, oh, yeah, I like this one. Well, my favorite is this one. Really, you like that one? Well, I like the bee free. And it's like, oh, that's a really crazy one, wow. And then it's like, oh, well, I just like Peepo. Peepo's really good, yeah. I like Hello Kitty, though. Yeah, that's nice. You're allowed to like both. I just think it's interesting. I don't know. Apparently, Army grew up in the investigation of Langford murder after the show. The results were never made public. Everyone in ads, we saved this for you. We didn't keep playing the show. You get the context. Hey, wait. Okay, wait. Wait. There's a big difference between he took advantage of his status and used it to disappear in prison. How? What do you mean? That's like going, like, one day he was just gone. Like, there was no record of how that happened. Like, did they let him go? Did they interview him? Did he go, can I have a smoke break? Like, you know, I murdered this guy. Like how did that come about? Like, what? Okay, whatever. Trustees can work outside the prison, can they? Went to get milk. Likely good inmate status and let him have lower security? Maybe. That's possible. He went into the walls? No, he's not in the walls. They found him again. He wasn't in the walls. He was having a good time outside. I listened to someone that actually went to prison and, like, he had pissed off the cops by being, like, super... I forgot what he got in prison for. I think it was, like, a protest, and the cops hated him. Like, they hated him, so they made his life a living heck. Like, listening to how some people have to live in there is crazy. Trustee status can get certain items other prisoners could not. Interesting. Sometimes prisoners can just disappear, just like people. Oh, make it look like murder. The world's crazy. I mean, that's at least got some record. Cops hate you too. Hey, Colt. Are you drunk? What is that? What? I don't think that's accurate. What? Most cops hate a lot. I do imagine that they hate. I've run into, like, quite a few, like, really nice cops and, like, a handful of not anymore. Oh, that's good. I just looked up. They found him in the walls. He was not in the wall. You know what I just realized? This is the reason that everyone thinks hackers are like doing stuff like this. It's because like back then they kind of had to. They had to get into like soldering and like getting very specialized equipment and then like opening it up and like altering it and like doing all kinds of weird stuff. Like that's why everyone's like, you're a hacker. That's crazy. So that's why they all assume it's really complex when it comes to other stuff and not just like a bunch of like lines with like a dark background and they go like, okay, no, I didn't do that right. Ugh, crap. No, I didn't do that right. No, I didn't do that one right. No. Maybe I should just go to their house and see if I can like walk in. Maybe they left it unlocked. They might have a piece of paper that like says their passwords and stuff. Man, no, that would be hard. I don't want to really have to drive. No, maybe I could email them and get them to like open an email and like put their password in. Yeah, that might do it. Yeah, okay, I should try to like that's what hacking is now. Well, actually, now it's starting to go more towards AI.
Incredibly, Poston had taken photographs of himself breaking into and using equipment at a phone company
It's easier than
transmitting
that. Just call
station.
them.
Among the items found inside Poston's rented storage locker are computer
hack this
printouts
fool.
containing
Okay, but
classified
for real,
military information.
one of the scariest
and the
things is, and I'm afraid to read it, there was like a gigantic data breach. Like I have like two-factor and I have like stuff on my like stuff for like everything, so I'm not really worried about it. But like there was a gigantic breach with tons and tons of information that was just like stolen when it comes to like having a Gmail account or having a Google account like related to like other stuff, like pretty much anything. Like there was like tons of passwords and tons of information stolen like in the past few days. Apparently is not as bad as you were told. Okay, that's good at least. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm scared for you. OMG, why me? 16 billion usernames and passwords. Yeah, I heard that. I heard it was 16 billion usernames and passwords. Was just breached of old leaks added together. Oh, that's nothing. Ah, that's boring AI stuff. Okay, wait a second. I thought it was like they found something new. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm feeling a lot better about. I was like, oh shoot, this might be related to the hacking stuff where it was like, okay, they're gonna start using like specifically AI to like hack like when it comes to like what's it called, like banks and things like that. And it's like, oh no, it started. The computer was used for hacking an insurance database. I think they sold social security numbers if I recall correctly. Don't know how true that was, never was able to find any info on it. There was like a big social security number like hack like I think a few years ago, maybe like last year. Information has been hacked over and over again by this point. Oh, interesting. Once a vehicle is stolen and 6 months pass, the vehicle is written off, branded, so the transfer title paperwork is needed. Oh, what? That's nuts. I feel like our info is everywhere. Maybe. They've already made hacking AIs? Oh, yeah, they have made hacking AIs. And all of the people that worked on AI initially were just like, yeah, everything's gonna go crazy. Everyone's gonna go crazy. Everyone's gonna use it for X, Y, or Z when it comes to hacking or like, you know, tracking people online, etc., 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 etc. And I was like, that's not good. These guys all seem really worried about this. They're like, yeah, I keep my money in several banks. It is what it is. San Diego Classic, thank you so much for being here for 3 months, baby! I don't know, every 5 years change your passwords and you'll pass most of these big leaks? Okay, that sounds cool. Using two-factor I think is also helpful. I think that's really helpful. Hello there! Hi, Tiger! How are you? Big cat. That and don't click weird links. Yeah, I think that's a good idea too. Or weird ads. Yeah, that's a good idea too. I think the computer is still sitting in my parents' house somewhere. I need to find it at some point and take photographs of the hardware mods, as I have many questions. Oh, interesting. Did your parents get into this hacking stuff? You could also make a long password, I guess. Harder to crack if they get the hashes. Yeah, though I think like when it comes to like stuff like, what's it called? Like LastPass and stuff like that, those are also like, they've been hacked before too. I think probably the safest thing is ironically getting a really long password and then like taking a picture of it and printing it out and manually typing it in each time, which is insane that that's the case now. That's insane. No, for real though. For real. Either, or you could like write it out as the thing, but having it like physically in your home, like in a place where like you, I don't know, like maybe like a safe or something, like that's probably the best thing to do at this point. And it's absurd. We've kind of like looped around where it's like, never write down your password. Okay, maybe write down your password and make sure it's really long and make sure that you wouldn't be able to remember it and make sure it has no personal information and make sure it's one that you haven't used before. And make, like, now it should be one that you have printed out. It's insane. Put it in your journal, good for you. Mostly still social engineering rather than real hacking, which exploited the weakest link, human itself. Yeah, use different passwords for every account. Then when each company gets hacked, you only lose that password. Yeah, chico.
The unlist for somebody to want to kill your sister. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, no one
Like I
would
said,
want...
I've never seen that in my entire police career. Something that tragic, especially.
Killing someone's... I feel like this is more common now. Like, this feels like you hear about it, like, maybe, like, news wasn't as widespread also about this stuff. Maybe people got away with more things, because also he had to call in and, like, actually, like, go, like, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. You just make your own. How do you make your own? Whoa. Surprising to hear. Yeah, one of my roommates knows a lot about this stuff. She's, like, way... like, what's the word? I'm like a brainlet compared to her. Like, by far, she is really good at this type of stuff. Like, I have no idea what's going on. She's, like, very adept at, like, everything computer-related, and I'm just so confused. They only catch the criminals that make mistakes. I'd be careful. I think that it's gonna become something where, like, it's gonna be unavoidable. Murder rates have been declining for decades, but news spreads further. I guess that's true. Yeah. Murder rates might not be declining, they might also be underreported. Because when it comes to human trafficking, it's been at an all-time high. Well, not recently, because there's no way for people to, like, it's much harder to traffic people from other countries at this exact moment, like, which is, like, the main source of, like, human trafficking. But, like, it's way less common that it's reported. But human trafficking has, like, a gigantic body count and stuff, like, when it comes to, like, how many people are murdered. Because if they can't get them to consistently stay, like, mentally stable, like, when they're in human trafficking environments, they kill them. So, you don't really have to do bad things these days. Due process ain't what it used to be. That's true, too. I think everyone here is awesome. Oh my god! Hydrated and have a wonderful rest of your day. That's nice of you! It's 1:16 for me. It sounds like you're in a different part of the world, and you are just too cute. Look at you with your little tiny legs. Oh my god! Are suffering from Okay, thank god! What the flip, dude? Oh my god! Oh my god! What are you doing? He just took off. I like that they're just like, oh yeah, it looks like he would be out here. He just like punches him and runs at top speed away, and they're just like, well, oh. Well, I mean, I guess if you're gonna evade the police once, in for a penny, in for a pound, right, Pumpkin? She says yes. I have my headphones on so I can still listen to this, so I'm gonna give her some food. Are you kidding me? They should have been executed! Are you kidding me? You are kidding me. They took advantage of poor old people, like their sister. Like, oh my god, they should have been executed. Both of these people should have been executed. You can't murder, like, your mentally unwell, like, sibling and, like, an old man and, like, another random person and go, like, 6 years, 20 years, whatever, it's fine, it's fine. What do you mean? Are you insane? I'm sorry, like... If it's something where, like, you don't have definitive evidence, like, that they committed a crime, I understand that. I don't think they should get the, like, death penalty in that case, because there's so many issues with, like, false things like that. But they literally led you to the bodies. Like, there's no mistaking it. They absolutely did this. There's nothing that... Oh, my God. I don't know. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin Pie. I'm sorry. I'm calming down, Pumpkin. She's like, why are you screaming? I'm fine, Pumpkin. I'm fine. Okay. Must have been no. They want more people incarcerated today to make them more money. Then it should have been a life sentence at least. I don't know. Like, if it were something, literally, if it were anything else, if they just went, I didn't do it, 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 that would be completely different than I did it. Here are where the bodies are buried. I absolutely killed these people, no matter what. That should be. That should warrant an execution, especially if, like, the victims are very, like. They're completely, like, unable to defend themselves. It sounds like his sister was completely unable to defend herself. Like, what about her? Like, that. It's expensive to execute people, I guess so, but it's at least a life sentence, or I don't know. They might have negotiated to reveal the locations in exchange for a lighter sentence. They shouldn't have got one. Sorry, I need to chill out. Okay. We're calm. We're chill. Okay. They still were at least caught and they have to be in prison, but she should not have been released. They look nothing like that! I knew it! His lips look completely different. His lips look completely different. His nose looks completely different. Okay. His hair looks completely different. His ears, everything with cartilage or fat looks completely different on this man. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna really quickly go back. Okay. They both have that chin. I don't think it's a weird chin. I think it's a completely normal one, but it's like his lips look completely different. Like, I guess he doesn't have the protruded chin like on the other picture. Like, he doesn't have the underbite. Like, I think it's just... Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get... I love this show, but I love that I'm just like, that's not it! But they confirmed the identity as Joseph Mulvaney. His killer has not been found. But it looks like he was in the army at some point. UFO Unsolved Mysteries. Aliens. Okay, yeah, I think we might have some. Oh wow, they have an entire playlist. They are doing really good.
What can a skull tell you about a person's life?
Wait a second. They have an entire playlist, an official playlist that has all of the different episodes related to aliens. Dang. I was just looking for it in case there was a thumbnail that was like, "Hello, we wanted to put a phallus here. You don't get to stream anymore, Grimmi. Go to sleep." What's gonna be the best one? What's gonna be the best one? Season 5, episode 8. Season 8. Which one's gonna be the best one? I'm gonna go for the third one. I have a good feeling about this one. I have a panel in 13 hours. Wait, for real? I'm just gonna do this before I go to sleep anyway. Jack, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you ever want to look into it? Linus Sebastian did a video where he visits Huntville. Oh, their talk is really interesting. I'll check it out, actually. That sounds very interesting. I appreciate it, Jack. Thank you.
Program.
Okay, but he's the one that's telling people about the craft. Like, is this another person's thing where they're telling someone about the craft, or is this him saying, this is the craft, I'm describing it, it had these here? Because that's very different. If someone else had seen this UFO, and if someone else had said, this is what it looked like, and if someone else had said, like, okay, this is where these specific things were, and then he also had those marks in that specific area, that would be very, very hard to dismiss. But if he did this, then that would be very, very consistent with, like, maybe some sort of psychotic episode, and somehow he did this. Generate chaotic magnetic fields is what I've heard. I don't know if we do that, but, I mean, it could be something that we don't necessarily... It's like an exhaust cover from a generator. Yeah, it could be several things. We don't know, because a lot of times people use these alien abduction stories as a way to cover up severe trauma. Same for hauntings and stuff. I'm not saying all of them are that way. I'm just saying the vast majority of the time, and then for other stuff, like, I mean, it's possible that it's happened to others. Really? Yes. A lot of times people cover up extreme SA encounters with an alien abduction. And when you look back at, like, the things that they're saying after, it's very obvious that there's been some sort of, like, SA-related stuff. and they were usually being stalked, and then they recreate something in a completely different way in order to get away from that trauma and that like insane stuff going on. It's really interesting and really sad. But they essentially enter a psychotic episode and stuff. Military reports were published this month by WSJ explaining UFO sightings by some Air Force missile silo crews where the missiles were disabled was actually Air Force running EMP experiments. The effect looked like a large orange ball with lightning. They didn't tell the crews they were doing this. I've seen those actually. I've seen those large orange balls with lightning. So that was them. Okay, that's cool. I've seen some of those. I watched like a lot of like this was a UFO video, and some of them are quite interesting. I guess that one was not an alien though. That was EMP, an EMP. That sucks. I have thrown that under the bus as I had thrown that under the bus as the concept until now. I think the I'm not going to say any specific like books or any specific ones, but cuz I don't know. At this point it's just like those guys are probably having a rough time. But there is a very prolific alien book, and as someone that had been involved with several people that had gone through psychosis and like severe traumatic episodes of different types, it was very obvious as someone that had dealt with that several different times from several different people that person was having a psychotic episode. They had like literally every single symptom from it. Like if you ran a checklist, it was every single symptom of psychosis. Every single last one. They even had like stuff where like they were kind of like explaining what had happened without the alien like stuff going on. Every single check mark for psychotic episode and for suppressing trauma. And it was really interesting. I'm pretty sure we read it on stream. Yes, we did read it on stream, actually. We did read it on stream. We read it on stream. We can just say what it is. It's already out there and stuff. But it was one that had like a big alien face on it, and I think it was called Connections or something. I don't mean it. I don't think that we should like harass the person that wrote it or like challenge him in any way. We don't know everything going on in his life, but from the perspective of someone that's seen someone recreate events in like their brain, like multiple people do this, I think it's probably something more aligned with like some severe traumatic episode. I think he was being stalked because he was like someone that was actually somewhat popular like before like all of the alien stuff happened. He was an author. And he said that he had seen like alarms going off and stuff like that. I think he went back and started to associate them more with aliens rather than stalking. He also had several explanations for like the blue stuff that like filled his house, and like even talked to like neighbors about it. And like there was like a lot of stuff where like it was the things that he kind of told on himself with. But do you think aliens are effing with you? I don't know if I believe in aliens actually. I'm very skeptical about all this stuff, especially after reading that, because I was like, oh, this is like the primo alien abduction book, and then I was like, oh crap, this guy is in psychosis. Oh no, like it was very Birdie Ovo. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you're doing very, 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 very well. How are you, Gremlin Raid? Hello, Gremlins. I hope you're doing good. And you were playing Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That's so cool. I love Kirby. They round, baby. Guys, we are currently watching Unsolved Mysteries. It's free on YouTube. If you guys want to go check it out, it's an incredibly cool show back from the early 90s, late 80s. And it's all about different unsolved mysteries. The one that we are currently watching is about a man that believes he was abducted by aliens. I'm very skeptical of that type of stuff, but that's what we're watching currently. So sorry if you're like, aliens are real, and then I go like, I don't know about that, and you're just like, Grimmi, how dare you? But that's what we're doing right now. And guys, please take a moment to go and check out this lovely birdie that rated us. It was very nice of you, and I hope you guys had the most wonderful stream in the entire world. We were literally talking about that tonight. Let's go, baby! Yo! So please go check this lovely person out. Talking aliens, you guys would like that? Please go do so. Also, no worries, Tornadic, I hope that it wasn't something that embarrassed you. I'm not gonna look at the link, don't worry, sorry.
Or stink.
I'm just saying, the burns are really weird, but like everything else could be explained by like some sort of like heat stroke or heat exhaustion. Like it can mess with your digestive tract, it can mess with like weird stuff with that. It can make the person feel like they have to vomit. It can make them like have different like irradiation. I think they would have tested them for radiation. They might do that. But if someone's exposed to like a large amount of radiation to the point that they're getting radiation poisoning and they're throwing up, they usually have at least some damage to like their DNA and stuff. Like it wouldn't just be something like, oh my god, they're better, yay! That's crazy. He might have been burned from an exhaust of some sort that had chemicals in it. That's my guess too. Like, he might have had chemical exposure and heat stroke. I'm sure aliens exist, they just aren't here, but it's very likely that life exists out of our planet. That's very true too. There's probably conditions like on a distant star where they have something going on with that.
Stephen Mc...
Like, I feel like seeing weird phenomenon back then was more exciting than how they are now. Yeah, everything now is just like, hey, oh my god, look at this, and it's like, that was fake, 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 that was fake. We watch Nuke's Top 5 like constantly here, and it's always like, that was fake, that was fake, that was fake, that was fake, that was fake. That might be the mining claim I found. Yeah, well, that's nice. Get that radiation. If people turn purple, they called it corruption. I would believe it. Oh, wait, do people turn purple when they're exposed to like specific stuff in the woods? So he was around radiation, but he didn't absorb enough to like hallucinate. This is a very confusing case, honestly. Also, like, if you're at the point where like you have radiation poisoning where you're like vomiting profusely, you have like DNA damage. Like, this guy would be like really messed up. So it's really hard to tell exactly what's happening here. It's really weird. Like, I genuinely have no clue. What are we watching? We're watching Unsolved Mysteries. We're talking about aliens, baby. Radiation destroys your cell walls. Yes. To the point people eventually start melting. Yeah. There's also, even if like you don't have the exposure to radiation that like immediately like just melts you, what radiation can also do is that it destroys the blueprints in your DNA. Like, your DNA won't have anything to build back from. So essentially, it'll wipe clean your DNA. And then sometimes they can treat it with like, I think one of the experimental technologies they tried to use was like taking someone else's DNA and then trying to do a transplant. It didn't work for the person that they were experimenting on, but that's something that they've tried. But essentially your DNA is just not there anymore, and you can no longer rebuild your body. So the things that are like going on with you as a person, like your eye color, like your hair color, like even stuff like how long your fingers are, how tall you are, stuff like that, like how your organs function, those are all based on like your DNA. So if you lose the building blocks from them, you can no longer repair your body, and your body naturally erodes and replaces itself with like new stuff pretty consistently based on like what you eat and like the water you drink and all that other stuff and like vitamins and minerals. So that's also why some people seem healthier, like you're constantly rebuilding yourself. So yeah, this guy would be completely destroyed if that were the case. Like, he's still alive, so it couldn't have been like a radiation exposure to the point he was vomiting profusely and like throwing up and smelled like sulfur. It has to be something else. So radiation is scary because it's basically invisible light that tears you apart on a cellular level. It's so scary. It is. I wonder if radiation exposure would take effect immediately. It does take effect immediately in some ways. You start to like feel the effects of it like consistently, but like the thing is, if this were radiation exposure and it was what was causing all of his symptoms, he would 100% have died. Like if he was at the point where he was feeling sick and throwing up immediately, like within the hour, like he would have been completely screwed. So the sun gives you radiation. It's a very, 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 very teeny tiny amount compared to like a mine that has radium in it. Like, it's, anyway. Disagree. Microwave is the type of radiation and it doesn't destroy DNA. That's just what I've seen when it comes to like radiation exposure. Like, it completely wipes clean like a lot of people's DNA when they get like a high enough dose of it. No matter how deadly it is, I'm still gonna suck on the demon core. Why? Also, sunscreen is very good, yeah. And yes, there are different types of radiation as well. But that's an extremely rare exception. Sucking on the demon core. Wait. I have to scroll up to see what you said. There was one man who tanked 1,000 rads and lived. Yes, there was one man. There was also a man that absorbed, I forgot, I think it was like a lot more. It was a Japanese fella, and like they tried really hard to save him, but they just could not. He had probably one of the most extreme experiences as like a human being possible, but they tried really hard to save him. It was really intense. Just very unfortunate. If you're exposed to a lot of radiation, to the point where like you're vomiting profusely, you have a lot of damage to your body, and you are not going to be able to be saved, like, most realistically. It's interesting to learn about, but it is also one of the scariest things to learn about. That's really nice that he's just like, oh yes, I got my buttons that day. Well, we're currently watching Unsolved Mysteries. Guys, please go check out Min. She also really likes UFO stuff. We're currently watching Unsolved Mysteries, and this is a case related to UFOs. This guy claims to have seen a UFO. He has a bunch of strange medical condition stuff going on. I draw that stuff sometimes. Let's go, baby! She's also a beautiful, tall, muscle woman, and I know that people like that type of stuff, so go check her out. Go check her out. She looks very powerful. She is very powerful. Your dad has a UFO story? He said it's safe to handle now. They might have gotten rid of, like, the ore that was coating it. I really don't know what that could be. That's not how ore works. I guess that's how he thinks it works. The only thing I can think is that this wasn't... I don't want to be a buzzkill, but, like... I don't know necessarily if this was accurate. It's possible that the people investigating it, like, are making slightly bigger claims, maybe? Or maybe they were confused. Or maybe it wasn't cataloged correctly. Like, that's literally the only thing I can think that would be a logical explanation for it. I'm not saying that's the case. Like, I'm not going, this must have been what happened. I'm saying that would be something that would be logical. I think when I read about this case, the suspicion was that it was planted there. See, that's... You think they're wrong? I mean, no. Like, what I'm saying is that would be the only way for this to be something that didn't have something odd going on. Like, if they were pretending and stuff like that. Like, that's literally the only thing. I don't know. Like, also, how do they figure out the materials? Well, they test them and stuff. Like, they test the materials and all that. Although they said it was molten, so... That's confusing. Molten? What? That's an extremely pure strain of silver or something. That is very strange. It's crazy if these guys were lying. I mean, it's possible that they're not. Used to be molten? That might be what they meant. Huh. How did they gather it in its molten state? How did they also say that they found 3 of them that were consistently that shape? Like, unless it's actually radioactive mercury. I think that they'd know if it was radioactive mercury, though. Like, they have it. they hold it and they go like, look at that chunk of metal. So, probably some part of an old scientific instrument or similar tool that fell off something bigger. That is possible. Although it would probably be buried a bit deeper than something that they would immediately be able to get to if it was like that old. You can't hold it if it's mercury? Yeah. I don't know what on earth is going on. Part of me says that it must be incorrect. They have to be like somewhat incorrect somehow. First, mercury really is liquid, and then second, mercury probably toxic enough to kill you? Huh. Yeah, but I mean, they were just like, hey, it was dusted with radioactive material, and it's like, I'm holding it now, and it's like, oh cool. Looney Tunes, I can't tell what you're saying, but I imagine you're saying it in like an accent that's incomprehensible to me, and it's kind of funny. Maybe they intentionally want people to think things are fake? That'd be a bit strange, just going like, clearly this was a scout and Grimmi is a plant by the aliens to make us doubt the existence of their invasion fleet. I just want to know what it is, because this is really strange.
And
This is really weird. I don't know, dude. This is confusing. They minted a silver coin of the... What? Did they really? Did they really? Did they really? No, you're lying. Really? They minted a silver coin? That's really cool. Sorry, I don't know why I was like, you're lying. Oh my god, shut up. That is too funny. Like, I immediately just became a Valley girl. My bad. Huh. This feels weird. I'm gonna watch him one more time and Try to see if there's anything I can discern from these guys. Sorry.
and radium.
Were they bars if they were molten though? That means that like they must have been like not they must have been like what's the word, like hot, right? Like molten. Or does that mean something else when it comes to like specific types of precious metal or something? Like I might not know the exact terminology. Forged? Okay, so it does mean that they were already cooled. So they were forged. They were molten because they were forged at some point. Okay. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. We have at least one person that's like, at least looking at it from that perspective. That's all I wanted. I didn't need every single person to be like, yes, aliens, yes, aliens, yes, aliens. As long as one, like, that's fine. As long as one person's looking at it from a different perspective. That's really good. Related to UFOs. I know that this is kind of unkosher. I usually watch the full episode. But I'll watch one more segment about UFOs, baby. So I want to watch one more segment of UFOs in a different episode, just saying. Just one more, just one more. Oh, 2 are unavailable or hidden. What happened with those? Oh, ooh. Season 1 might be kind of cool. Okay. Sorry I take it down when I'm looking at them. I don't want there to be, like, something horrifying.
Elvis Presley's sudden death shocked and saddened the world. Is it possible that the king...
Who is this? This voice is different. I don't like this. What's happening? Who's Dennis Farina? Who's Dennis Farina? I don't know who this is. Put it back. He does not know how to aura farm like the other man. We're going in a different direction here. Sorry, guys. There we go. Quick.
To the buckle, or if there was some basis in fact that
he seems a little bit like this is good advice, just like, hey, I don't think your daughter should be acting in movies. She's not doing good. Like, you should take her, like, I don't know, anywhere else right now. Get her to a psychiatrist. He's the mom's friend, or her father. I don't think the father's around. Like, he hasn't been in any of the scenes. He left when she was like a baby. So, which might also contribute to her mental state. If she, like, had her dad around, maybe he'd just be like, well, I'll kill them. And she'd be like, okay, dad, yay! That might be something. But yeah, the parents divorced when she was really young. And it doesn't look like she has contact with them. There's literally a camera right above the door where she breaks down in the trailer. What? Okay, this isn't her, though. They didn't film her having a mental breakdown. This is an actress. This is really good that people are... I know that at least a few people aren't lying. Some people legitimately think that this is just happening and they filmed every bad moment she had because people acted a little bit differently back then, and they're like, oh, this seems real. She is real. This is a real... I'm... Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, we're waiting for the ad. We're holding. With our collective 90 IQ, we can solve all of it. Everyone put in their IQ point. Let's go. Tally ho! People are discovering actresses aren't filmed 24/7, especially not in the 90s. These are good actresses, though, and good actors if, like, you feel like, okay, well, this is actually happening. Some of them are actually the people involved, too. Like, they'll go and, like, recreate the scenes, like, hoping that it'll lead someone to go, like, okay, this seems familiar, like this or that. They try to make it as realistic as possible, but yeah. I lost my IQ point kind of growing up. Oh no. Uh-oh, you only have half. Oh no. But when someone's in psychosis, it's gonna sound really bad, but the best way to handle it is to try to not feed into their delusions, because a lot of time they can reinvent trauma. They can just invent trauma for themselves that doesn't occur and, like, take leaps of logic until they have a bigger mental breakdown, which is at least what I've seen. So it's this delicate balance of, like, you have to try to, like, not invite trauma, like, that you can't, like, go, like, okay, well, what's bothering you? Okay, so you think a person that you haven't seen in 7 years is poisoning you by sending radioactive waves into your brain? Okay, why was that? Like, you probably shouldn't do that, because that's going to get them fixated on it, and then that's going to make them jump to like other conclusions, and then like go kind of like ham. The thing that I've noticed works a little bit is that you have 12 hours until the panel. Okay, I'll go to sleep after this episode. My recommendation would be you try to get them to focus on something else and try to lead them out of that bit of conversation. And when they get agitated, you let them talk about it a little bit. But you just kind of like, yeah, don't focus on it, don't acknowledge it. Just be like, okay, that makes sense. Anyways, can we just this or that? Or like, would you like something to eat? Or like, okay, so you don't want anything to eat? Okay, yeah. Have you been watching any TV shows? And like, they sometimes might get upset about this type of stuff, but like, it's good to like not agitate them and not like just go like, okay, you're totally right. Wow, please tell me more. Because then they're going to go like way more intense into it. And during that time, you should try to find if you can get someone to help them or convince them to go to a hospital. You can sometimes go like, okay, well, if you're freaking out, like, you don't say freaking out, but like just like, okay, maybe you should tell the people about this, like tell the people at the hospital about this, or like we can go to police and tell them about this or something like that. That can sometimes at least get them to the point where like they're willing to go and talk to someone at a medical facility. And if they do that, like they'll sometimes take them in because they're like, okay, this person is agitated and like not in their right mind and getting very aggressive. Like that's one of the things that works. Barring that, I don't know what to do. But that would be my recommendation. So don't tell them they're in psychosis, but also just say like, I think you can also go like, I think that I kind of want something to drink. I'm gonna go get a bottle of water. Stuff like that. Also at this time, you will not be able to get them to take medicine. Realistically, they are not going to do that. They might drink water. They might eat some food. They're not going to take anything that will relax them or make them go to sleep. Like, it's very hard to get them to do that. But as they start to go back up the slope, like if they're like at like the bottom, like as they start to go back up the slope, you can get them to take something to relax them and stuff usually. Reminds me of an interview I saw with a guy fixated on some shadow cult conspiracy, and whenever he got asked about his personal past, he snapped back to reality for a few seconds before soon rolling back into the fixation by some leap of association. Yeah, the pattern that gets you back into it and stuff is really rough. Also, when this happened to her, it was an era where this type of mental health wasn't taken seriously. Yes, and if someone saw her, they wouldn't go like psychosis, they'd just be like, she's being annoying, which is, psychosis can get annoying, but like you can also go like, here are the steps, here are the things. Although even today, like this wasn't something that like people like teach you. This is something that you learn over time as you deal with someone that's in psychosis. So it is kind of lame. We don't have a lot of people that are like, because I used to like go on, this is insane, but I used to go on YouTube and go like, how to help someone in psychosis. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And it would always be things like, get them this and that. And it's like, that's not going to work. They are having a mental breakdown right now. They are not going to do that. Like I wish more like information was available by people that have firsthand experience with stuff. Maybe I should just put a YouTube video on it or something at some point. Like that might actually be helpful because I don't think it's a very, I think people go through it a lot, but not a lot of people have like, okay, this might help for these reasons. Politely ask them to stop being in psychosis. You can politely ask them to do things, but essentially at that point, they're like, they're like not, it's not their fault at all, but they are essentially like on like a drug at that point. Like their brain is not going to be operating in the same way. But being polite is nice. I know you're making a joke, but being polite is nice. That's good. Hospital can be a traumatizing experience for them as well, unfortunately, but sometimes all you can do, they refuse to take their medication, say in bipolar cases. Yes, one of my relatives has bipolar schizoaffective disorder. So they sometimes need to be in the hospital, even though it is not a good experience. It's not positive, like, for a lot of people, but also, like, sometimes they do need it to stabilize, and it's not a good experience, so sometimes they don't want to be there anymore. One of my relatives was in a hospital in another country for 1.5 years, or maybe 2 years. It was like 1.5 years to 2 years, and she was just stuck. She could not do anything. She was just stuck, and she couldn't go anywhere because she didn't have like a visa anymore, and she had abandoned her documents and a bunch of other stuff. Like, she was just stuck there, and it was a really bad country for this to happen. Sounds like hell. She was absolutely going through it. And she was okay for a little bit, but then again, she went off of her medication, and she's kind of like in that loop and cycle. So sometimes she's good, sometimes she sees another thing where it's like, we don't need these psychiatric drugs, and then she hears that from like some conspiracy person, and then it repeats. So hospitals aren't the best places for people with a psych condition. It can be disorienting for the perfectly sane, to be honest. Here's the thing. It can be disorienting for the perfectly sane. Someone with a severe mental, like, thing going on, they do need the structure and they do need to be monitored. Like, if someone has a severe mental illness, they do need that, even if it is, like, not nice, and even if it is a bad experience overall, and even if it is kind of, like, not good. True, take it from me. Yeah, I don't think that it's the case for, like, people that are going through, like, small, like, not small things, but just, like, something where they still have some, like, cognitive functionality and stuff, but, like, it's not great, but it is better than the person, like, running in front of a car and dying, or, like, killing someone or something like that. Like, some people are in severe mental health crises, like this lady was. So if she went to a hospital, it might have been a really bad experience, but she also would have gotten medication for a few weeks, and she might have gotten out of that episode of, like, everyone's against me, everything's bad, we're gonna be poisoned, etc., 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 etc. Like, kind of had a bad dream. Yeah, it's kind of like a bad dream. It's something that you go through for a little bit and then it's over, and it kind of sucks, but yeah. Psych hospitals are for psych emergencies. Yes. Absolutely. Also, good night, sleep well. Sorry for pausing and saying this. It's just, this is a really intense case. It really reminds me a lot of intense stuff. But no, I've been past it for a very long time. It's not like a negative. It's just like a, oof, this is crazy. Sometimes things get worse before getting better. That's true. Your ex-wife developed psychosis after divorce. It was her idea and it was mutual. Doctor thinks it might be, let's see, are there mental illness issues that caused it? Yeah, I mean, people can develop psychosis for a lot of different reasons. Stress, anxiety, prolonged, like, PTSD stuff, isolatory stuff. Like, there's all kinds of things, so it's best just to, if someone is in psychosis, I really recommend trying to get them to a hospital. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. If you can get them to a hospital, they'll start to exhibit, like, behavior, like, of mental illness and stuff. Like, we see them develop maladaptive behaviors, and we even see them some of them seem to develop, like, post-traumatic stress disorder in terms of, like, their nesting behaviors and, like, overcompensating or undercompensating for certain things. It's interesting. But, like, even birds and stuff, like, there was one story I read about, and this is quite sad, but, like, it did eventually get better. The bird didn't build their nest correctly. There was, like, a small imperfection in it. So what happened was they developed essentially PTSD and then some sort of, like, further mental illness, like, with this, like, tiny bird. But, like, there was a hole in their nest, so their egg fell through. Like, they didn't have their eggs from that season. And then the next time, their nest was built up so gargantuanly and, like, so big that it wasn't sustainable for chicks, and those chicks also passed away. And then, like, it was very upsetting, like, for the person that, like, lived there while the bird kept trying to mate and have, like, chicks and stuff. So, like, she started trying to assist the bird and, like, do stuff. And the bird was okay eventually. They started building normal nests, and then they started having, like, normal chicks, and, like, they weren't falling or, like, being smothered or anything bad like that. They eventually got through that post-traumatic episode. But, like, it's interesting that it could even happen to animals. It's really crazy. Birds are flipping psycho source, I said so. Like, I don't know, I think all animals can be a little bit out there, but I was really surprised to hear that. And she was, like, a psych person, so she was, like, a psych professor, and I was like, dang, that is crazy. But they had an abnormal reaction to things, and they seemed to develop some sort of anxious behavior. Could this have been a result of, let's see, environmental impacts? I'm not sure. Like, the bird just seemed to have, like, an issue, and then they seemed to overcompensate. It was really weird. I've been reading about a lot of bizarre animal behaviors in recent years. Yeah, it's interesting. Parrots probably exhibit the most common due to the high intelligence plus lifespan. Also, we do a lot of observation on them. That makes sense, too. That makes a lot of sense. They are very intelligent. But, this is also something I've seen with psychosis. Sometimes people will enter a hospital setting and then try extremely hard to seem like they aren't having their symptoms anymore. And then when they get out, they'll go right back to it. It's very hard, but I'd say the first signs are someone starting to believe magical things, or, like, not magical, but just things that seem completely uncharacteristics and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty unlikely, but, yeah, still unsolved. Yeah. If you notice someone is becoming withdrawn, I think that's, like, a big thing. Like, if they are just withdrawn. It's very frustrating, but they might be having, like, delusions and stuff. So, there's a lot of things that could be happening. How withdrawn? Having trouble going outside, feeling like people are out to get them, feeling like people are against them. And I'm not talking like occasionally they go like, like, I don't really want to hang out with X like person. I don't really want to hang out with Y person. I feel kind of overwhelmed around it's X, Y, or Z. Like, I don't mean like that. I mean like they think like, okay, this person is literally out to get me, etc., etc. And I have to protect myself from X, Y, or Z person or organization, or sometimes it'll just be like a vague group. Like, and it's different if like, I don't know, like they're like a giant actress or something and people are like going like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, that's very different. Like genuinely paranoid, not, I don't want to see this guy. Yeah, like, it's not gonna be like disagreements or like little things. Are you not going outside, Fridge? Oh no. Something like that can usually indicate that someone's going into a downward place. It's not always the case where they're just gonna go like completely all the way down and then like go like they're gonna completely get to a place where it starts to be noticeable and affecting their life. They might just go, I'm having a little bit of downtime, whatever. So like that's the ideal. How are you? I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good too. I've read about several violent psychopathic or psychotic people who eventual violence stemmed from a belief that specific people such as a neighbor was spying on them. Yes, you have to be very careful because if someone is in psychosis, they don't have control of their emotions or feelings or things like that in a way that you or I do. You can't go like, everything's gonna be fine, things work out, etc., 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 etc. Not even like, okay, things don't work out, I'm gonna think about it for 4 hours, okay, what can I do? I need to go do stuff. They don't have any control over that at this point. Like, it's really scary. Like, it's really scary. Like, they do get to a point where you can tell that they will eventually, like, try to hurt you, and then you're like, oh crap, what do I do? Yeah, it's not good. Her mom was somewhat involved. She was leaving her mom was very big in her life and her mom was pushing her to do stuff. You never know. I think it is possible that her mom was just like, well, you're famous and you're making a lot of money. Come on, go, 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 go. And then not really giving her support or something. Like that can also lead to someone like having like an issue with psychosis. Like being mistreated. She might have been spending her money. She might have not been giving her care or support and stuff like that. Like that's very true too. So, I mean, that could be a contributing factor, but well, I don't know, like, ignoring your kid and sending her off to parties where people are getting murdered is probably not, like, But at the same time, I guess it's her choice if she's going to those parties, like, I guess she could have been considered overbearing, so... Her mom was pushing her a lot, yeah. Like, if someone's in that state, like, I don't think you should be like, well, in 3 months she was gonna leave to California. I think you should be like, I'm really sorry, but she's, taking some time. Let's get you a job at Starbucks. Like, let's get you some stability, dude. Like, that's probably something that would have helped her quite a bit more than all of the movie stuff and all that, so... Yeah.
Of myself and who I was.
Wonder if he's telling the truth. I can't tell. Also, sorry, guys. I know if you guys have strong opinions on psychosis and stuff, that's very fair. I do apologize if I'm ever just like, it's interesting for these reasons, this is what I do, just my own experience, but if you guys have other ones, that's also very fair. What's wrong, baby? What is it? What do you want, Pumpkin? Pumpkin, you're not getting more churro. You don't need 2. You can't have 2 in one day, baby. I'm sorry. My cat really wants me to feed her more, but she's gonna get fat. UFO friends and I spotted... You spotted a UFO 20 years ago? It was translucid flying at low altitude? Whoa, that sounds so cool. Yo! I hope she doesn't end up on any lists about talking about government secrets or getting stalked or something. I don't think the government has any reason to, like, talk to someone that seems so crazy and anxious that they'd probably make people go like, this stuff doesn't seem very realistic. I think they probably look at me and go like, good work. She makes all of them look really bad. Good stuff. Really quickly, I'll say that the reason that people that believe they are being gang stalked are people that have like 5 subscribers on like YouTube or something are because they are mentally unwell usually, and then gang stalking is something that they start to believe is happening to them because they are noticing patterns, and then when they go up to like start putting their patterns into like something like, okay, I'm noticing this, I'm putting the stuff into this, like these are the patterns that I'm seeing, this is like what I'm seeing, they run into other people that believe they're being gang stalked, and they've created a community that now everyone believes that that's actually 100% happening to them no matter what. And when that happens, it gets really bad really quickly because they feed into each other, and it's essentially just making their like episode like a lot worse. The thing is, there is some gang stalking. So there's very rarely gang stalking. I think one good example is Christian. Christian is absolutely being gang stalked, like 100%. 100%. Like there is no doubt in my mind. Like they have people following them around. It's very noticeable, it's very obvious, but they're also like a very big internet presence and like celebrity. So they are being gang stalked. If someone says they are being gang stalked because they went on YouTube and talked about the reptilians or something, or like bringing the power of like the spirit back into government or something like that, they're not being gang stalked. If someone was an ex-CIA operative and they're saying, hey, people are stalking me, I'm being targeted for something, they are probably being gang stalked. If it is like a random person that like, I don't know, works at like Marshalls and says that like their ex-wife is like trying to like hire people to watch them all the time, they are not being gang stalked. So there's a really big difference between those two things. And I think gang stalking it exists, but it's incredibly rare. And I think the stuff that people post about on the internet is not real. Like it's 100% something where people are having a psychotic episode or schizophrenia or delusion, and like they see patterns where they don't exist. They get paranoid because they see things and then they tell themselves over and over again, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. So yeah, I think that's what happens realistically. Let's see. Do people on Kiwi Farms do it? I didn't know that. I think it's possible that like, I think it's likely that like people could be targeted for harassment, like by a few people, but it's not usually like a full group that has time to commit to it. I think Christian and like ex-government like operatives and like really big high political power people are the exception. Like those are the exception. So, because a lot of people are pretending they know secrets that makes them feel vulnerable. Yeah, so like they'll just be like, okay, like I have information about the CIA, this and that and this and that and this and that. I do think there are some things that you shouldn't get involved in. Just in general, like HoloLive members, I don't think they're being gang stalked in person. Like, I think that's very different. Like, I think even, like, people that are, like, big YouTubers and stuff that, like, do face streaming and stuff, they're not usually gang stalked. They could be stalked by, like, one individual or two at a time, but, like, it's unlikely. Like, I think when it comes to people harassing people online, it's not nice, but it's very different than, like, people actually showing up at your house and, like, trying to, like, target you for stuff. I think that's like one person, it's like, okay, that's crazy, let's monitor this. Like, if it's like an entire group, it's like, oh my god, that's crazy. Gang stalking is a psychosis. Yeah, it's a symptom of psychosis for sure. It's definitely a symptom of psychosis. What is gang stalking? Is it like a gang that stalks? Yes. So, sorry, UFOs. Sorry, everyone's just like, Grimmi, play the video. But it is an interesting topic. Gang stalking does exist. And what it is it's when a group of people monitors one individual. They are monitoring one individual, and they are trying to ascertain information about them, and they are doing it in a coordinated effort, and they are trying to see what they are doing, they're trying to get access to stuff they're doing, etc., etc. That is gang stalking. Now, the other type of gang stalking that does not exist, but people believe exists when they're in a state of psychosis, is one where they believe that people are specifically going and trying to drive them mad by following them and trying to make them go crazy. And there is a little bit of overlap when it comes to like cults and stuff, like very high profile cults that I'm not going to say the name of, can sometimes do things like this where they'll send in someone to pretend to be someone's best friend and then write down everything they're saying and like try to like call in bomb threats on like their name. This doesn't really work anymore because the FBI will go and arrest you immediately, or like send like messed up things through the mail, which also again doesn't really work because the FBI will arrest you immediately. They've gotten like way more aggressive about that stuff. But it used to be the case where if you had those things, like people would gang stalk people with that when it came to like high profile cults. So, but it's very rare. It's very, 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 very very rare. And it's unlikely that if you are someone that hasn't been like a high profile person that has specific information that you're leaking and doing stuff with, that you're going to be targeted. But a lot of people that have those gang stalking fears and ideologies, I also don't know if even this should like be published like consistently, like people talking about gang stalking. Like it's fine here, we're explaining the differences, but I've seen some websites do like articles on it, and like it's really frustrating because they kind of present it in like a completely straightforward way when it comes to people. I'm trying to remember where it was, but there was like there was one with like a makeup artist that thought like people were holding hands like heterosexual couples because they were mocking him because he was gay and stuff, and it was like, I don't think they should like publish this and let people that think they're being gang stalked have those delusions like validated, because they just kind of presented it normally, and then they didn't give like a like thing of just like, but this is oftentimes not the case and these guys are going through a lot. Like they just kind of presented it normally. And then there were like tons and tons and tons of comments of people going like, I'm also being gang stalked, and it's like they really should have just added something at some point saying this could have been a mental health disorder thing. It's frustrating. It's like, dear Lord, I don't know. Yeah. I've yet to see an actual gang stalking case. I think the only one that I can think of offhand is like Christian, and one lady that was being gang stalked by like an actual cult. And it's not a cult that I've ever interacted with. It's like a very large, very aggressive one. Isn't it normally schizophrenia? It can be for different reasons. Like delusions can be from several different places. When I was famous in my country, I got gang stalked by 5 dudes older than me when I was 14. Really? They stalked you until you were 28. Specific, if you'd go to an event or, yeah, like if you're like a celebrity, it is possible that you'll get like a group of people that are crazy. Like, I'm very sorry about that. There was a video I watched one time that the guy believed that people that lived above him were always in the same room above him, and they felt like they were following him through the house above him. Yeah, that's a delusion. Also, people sometimes believe that like, I know there was one like instance of gang stalking I remember that someone talked about that was not accurate, but I was close to someone that worked with like cameras and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is interesting, but like, how do I put this? Like, the stories they told me back when I would talk to them they were insane. Like, they were crazy. Like, sometimes it'd just be like, yeah, someone came in and, like, was saying that they needed to, like, set up DVRs and cameras all over their house because their ex-wife was stalking them and going into their house and changing stuff and moving things just to mess with them, like chairs a few feet. And they were like, okay. Like, some people even, like, hire people to, like, sit outside and, like, just watch their house and make sure that people aren't messing with their stuff. And then they'll go, like, no, people were messing with my stuff. People were. So, I don't know. There probably really needs to be more information on, like, how this could be, like, something where people are not doing so hot. It's kind of rough. Darren Brown has done that to people. Who's Darren Brown? But, also, hello. Hi, Chuchuckle. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I do think at this point there are some people that will stalk people like Chris Chan and other internet celebrities and stuff like that. My cat does that and he's not being paid. Your cat's just probably chill. That's nice. They're a TV personality magician, so they stalk people. That's not good. That's really not good. It sounds like the person has money to buy cameras in their house. Yeah, they do eventually run out of money though. Like if they have a lot and they're having like a mental health episode, it's rough because they don't want to have help. Like if you go like, hey, you want to see like a therapist or something? I'll be like, no, I want security guards. And it's like, okay. Hope everyone's doing okay. You're not interrupting. We're just talking about some weird stuff. Mentalist, an illusionist, and a writer. He's self-described psychological illusionist. So he gang stalk people? That's not nice. It is very mean to them. My cat does that and he's absolutely being paid. Oh yeah. I also pay my cat in food and a place to sleep and relaxation. And also, hi, Vesper. I think there's a niche here, therapist security guards. I mean, it might be really nice. Not just random people. Oh, okay. I'm unfamiliar with their work. So if it's like someone that's kind of not positive, like if they're doing like serious crimes or something. Yeah, don't give anyone in the state a gun. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not, do not, do not, do not, do not, do not, do not. Yeah, if it's an individual, it's different. But I guess if they're like a TV personality or something, they'd be able to hire like a crew to like follow someone. I don't know. It's very weird to think about. it is becoming more prevalent as it's now profitable to like follow people around and mess with them, which is even weirder to think about. What's going on, man? Paranormal investigator, security guard. I was a security guard once. I was horrible at it. I was horrible. The people in his program signed up to be effed with. Oh, interesting. Okay, then that makes sense. You pay your cats with your complete servitude and the cat pays back by existing. It's honestly worth it. They're very cute. Second, yeah, why doesn't someone move to a place with a lot of like UFO activity and then constantly stream? What's going on there? Like, why don't we have that? What's going on there? Wait a second. Huh? Wait a second. What? Get someone on that. Go to like the most UFO infested place possible and then start setting up some streams. Come on, baby. What's going on? Because Voices of the Void exist, we don't need to see them anymore. Self-preservation? I don't know. Is there not? Like, I've never seen like an Area 51 stream like thing. Never really thought about it. That could make some good money, like if people got really excited about it. Gang stalk the Area 51 streamers into psych wards. There you go. You should move to Roswell. That'd be interesting. I don't think I'd want to be near the live stream though. Like people would go like, oh, okay, that's where she lives. That's where she's filming from. Okay, time to go scare the crap out of her. That would be something where I do get gang stalked. That wouldn't be fun. Oh no. It would be advertising where my house was with like star like placement in the sky. That would be so bad. I feel like a stream of Area 51 would be illegal. Maybe it wouldn't have to be Area 51 itself, but like the desert where they say there's a lot of sightings. People were wondering something like that with drone news happening last year. What's really funny is it was kind of like not talked about as much, but like once the administration changed, they just said like, oh yeah, those drones, yeah, those were us. Like before they were like, we don't know what they are. That's crazy, right? Ooh, probably to distract from something. I don't remember what. Good job. But like they were like, we don't know what the drones are. This is crazy. They could be anything. These strange lights in the sky. And then the next administration just went, yes, those were the government's drones. Yes, we don't know why they did either. Yes, we thought it was weird also. And just kind of moved on. And it was like, oh. They didn't say they were us. I remember one specific like thing where they did say like, okay, yes, those were us. Like it could have been someone else, maybe. I think there were some that were like just general people's drones, but I can try to find like the specific thing. There were two things that I thought were really weird. They admitted that the drones were something that the government knew about all along, and they were just saying that they didn't know what they were, but they were some of the government's drones because they're just like, we don't care here. And then the other thing was that the previous administration... I might still have it on here, actually. I don't think I got rid of it. 1 second. I don't think I got rid of it because I'm insane. Good job, Grimmi! Good job! We will be briefing the incoming administration on the full scope of ongoing work that should continue, as well as additional areas of focus recommended by the Intelligence Community Experts Panel, which found that a subset of anomalous health incidents cannot easily be explained by known environmental or medical conditions, that pulsed electronic magnetic or acoustic energy remains a plot. Or acoustic or I had said that sentence really wrong. Explained by known environmental or medical conditions, and that pulsed electromagnetic or acoustic energy remains a plausible explanation in certain cases, as with other health challenges faced by the U.S. personnel that took years to diagnose. Sustained clinical research and investigative work that is necessary to clarify what caused the symptoms of our colleagues have reported. Develop effective medical interventions and prevent future incidents. One brave colleague and their families who suffered real and sometimes serious our brave colleagues and their families who suffered real and sometimes serious injuries deserve no less.
Hello, Horatius.
I'm reading something that was on the government website probably 6 months ago. And it's probably not on there anymore, but I have streams talking about it when I saw this, so I do actually have proof that it was on the government website at some point. Man, maybe I shouldn't talk about all the stupid crap I do. Maybe this is a bad idea. No, this is a different thing. I was talking about two different topics, but this is a different thing. These were the two things that I was really interested in. The other one, I do not know where the source is offhand, but I do remember it was talked about like that by that blonde woman. Like, I don't know what her name is, but I was watching that when I was like, okay, that's interesting. But yes, this is the Havana Syndrome document, and this is really interesting. This was also something that I thought was completely crazy that like came out like this year, which really, really interesting, really, really cool to think about. Go check out Horatius. Is like one person managed to look at the jets and get a video of it. Not a single person got anything of the UFO. Like, I know it can happen. You have depression? I hope you can feel better, little by little. Try a lot of stuff, and I know it's almost going to be impossible, but good luck. I would use it for evil, and now I'm like kind of too far. Wait, evil for what? Like human mind stuff? UFO? It sounds incredibly wild, but I wouldn't be shocked if it happened. I think it's possible that there's UFOs and stuff, but it might take time to find something. I know that there was, I think it was like a Nevada thing where like people said that aliens showed up in their yard, and everyone was like, it's real, but I couldn't actually see the part where aliens were in their yard hanging out with them, just like the cops responding and them going like, you gotta come over here, look at the aliens, and the body cam from that, but I wish it was easier to, I don't know. I wish it were easier to find anything. Yeah, they believe that they were at a barbecue, for real. I want to see something. The clinical trials for physical enhancement serum that my gramp said happened while he was in the Navy during Korea. Oh my gosh, was your grandpa okay? That's interesting. There's been a lot of human experiments and stuff too. Like the government's doing all kinds of stuff. It's really interesting because we just kind of get like a small portion of it. Like we've probably, like even with like all of the JFK stuff that's come out, we've probably seen maybe like, not even like close to 1% of like what's been going on with it. Wasn't that experiment a failure? I don't know anything about it, but you guys might have more information to talk about with it. I want UFOs to be real.
Impression for the rest of their life. This was one of those moments in my time that made a very dramatic impression.
Have you reacted to Let Me Know's
me.
videos yet?
What I saw was not planes in formation.
Let Me Know does not actually like when people react to his videos. I saw recently he put out a statement and stuff. So he wants you to react to them only if you contact him directly and give him an idea of what you want to do with like the content that you're reacting to. So, which I completely understand since it's his like thing that he worked very hard on and stuff. I might have done so in the past, but I do apologize if I did. I didn't know that was his position on that kind of stuff. I do try to pause this and like make conversation with you guys and let you guys talk about the things going on in it and also talk about these things myself. So it is transformative media. I've watched Nexpo. I don't think Nexpo has that issue, but just letting you know. So Let Me Know does not appreciate that. I could email him and ask him if we can react to some of his videos and discuss them together and see if like what we propose is like transformative enough for like his liking and stuff, but it would be something where we'd have to prepare beforehand. We can't just go over there and watch one right now. Just, you know what it could be actually? If this was, again, really bright eyes, but if this might sound a little bit messed up, but like what might be more likely is human trafficking. Because like if he was like groomed in such a way to the point where they were noticing it during an investigation and he was that intent on getting away from like a very small area with no way out and having a mental breakdown over it, he could have thought that maybe after escaping like human trafficking, he had to get out of the area or he would, because again, human trafficking does have a lot of executions involved in it and stuff. Like they are not cool if like people run away from that, like they have to make an example out of them and stuff. So this is kind of extreme. Well, the thing is they will be executed. Like human trafficking is like really intense. Like they will be executed if they run away just because they can't, you know, they have to be made an example of usually. It's very rare that like they let them like live if they like make a substantial effort to get away and then almost do. So it probably was also I'm just saying it was probably this, like if he needed to get away that bad. Never support human trafficking. Be very careful. I don't know, do a lot of research on it. It's honestly really intense, so I'll just move on. But yeah, I think that's the case with this. That's why you didn't have any records either. He was probably from a different country. A lot of people come from different countries thinking they're going to get other work, but It does happen to men too. It is rare, but it does happen to men too, and it's very interesting. Let's see here. Okay, I took my medicine, so we gotta read out anyways before I go crazy again, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Here, just in case it has anything crazy on Google when I look this up. I also have to close what is Meryl's codec number, so I don't have it open. Let's see. Okay, okay, so, it's one of the other really normal explanations. It's very unfortunate. He had schizophrenia. So he went several states away and kept thinking that he was being followed and stuff, and unfortunately that led to his death, so he was in a state of psychosis. That sucks. It's a very dangerous illness. That's why people should probably be hospitalized, even though it is very uncomfortable. They are a huge danger to themselves and others. Yeah. I guess that kind of wraps up everything we were talking about with that. Dear Lord. I was in high school, the bell rang, just packed full of what it's, the human traffic was in, oh my goodness gracious. Hence the fake identity, it's either that or, con man. Yeah, he thought he was being followed, but that's why if people are exhibiting these traits, even if it will agitate them and make them unhappy, it's usually pretty good to get them to a hospital. So, alright, let's see here. I am gonna... Let's see. Let's see. It's like 4 a.m. Oh my god, it's 4 a.m. Dear Lord. Huh. You know, I don't think we've ever gotten to raid... I don't know if we've ever raided Sad Pocky. I don't think if we've ever done that, and she's come over here and been so kind to us so many times. Let's raid Sad Pocky, because we've never gotten the opportunity to before. So, and it looks like she's playing something kind of creepy. It's Hunt Showdown 1896. I think this is one that has a lot of spooky elements in it. Like you hunt monsters and stuff. It looks pretty cool. I've heard divided opinions on it. Like, okay, it's great, or like, okay, no, it's not enjoyable. But I think it's worth checking out at least. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you guys here right now. Well, I'm so glad that you liked Unsolved Mysteries. They don't make TV like they used to, right? It was really I like that show a lot. Have a good sleep. I hope you have a good sleep too. And I hope you enjoy Sad Pocky. She's very adorable. She's a little rabbit lady. And she's come by here quite a few times, and I've never gotten to raid her, so I'm very, very happy that we have the opportunity to. Guys, my sleep meds are about to hit, and then I'm going to start talking to you about stuff that's crazy, and I gotta go put on, like, some random stuff to try to brainwash myself while I have more alpha waves. So, you guys have a good night. Please take care of yourself. Please drink a lot of water. Please know that everything's gonna be A-okay. 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 Good night. Thank you for coming by. Please be well. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.